You're listening to the Headlock Talkover podcast, where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling with Jack and Jeremy.
Hello and welcome to the Headlock Talkover podcast, a podcast where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling. Welcome to our 15th episode where we will be talking over NXT Takeover Respect and the first ever Iron Woman match.
And it was an Iron Woman match.
I don't call it that in the show, but that's what it is. I'm Jeremy, joined as always by Jack. How are you, my friend?
I'm alright.
Good. We haven't got any predictions this time round. That's like the first time in 5 episodes we haven't had any predictions to do. They come at thick and fast, these pay-per-views. I don't know what's going on. So what we're going to do instead, we have decided to do a top 5 for you. We are, in the spirit of the NXT takeover that we are covering in this episode, we're going to do our top 5 takeovers. Would you like to go first, or shall I? Because mine are in order, and I'm going to assume yours aren't.
Mine aren't. I did mine about 2 hours ago.
Cool.
And I cheated very much by Googling best NXT takeovers and then just picking ones that I remember. And there's one on here that I like for a specific thing. I'm just going to get it out of the way. One of them is Takeover Respect, the one that we're covering.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
That's not in my top 5, and it was a very good takeover, but what takeover isn't really, when you think about it? They haven't really ever done a bad one.
First Iron Woman match.
Yeah.
Asuka's debut.
Yeah.
That's it. That's great.
Fair enough. On that vein, I'm also going to go for Takeover Brooklyn, which is the one directly before it, which is when Bayley originally won the championship from Sasha.
Okay, yeah.
So I went for that one before, and also that's the one where Tyler Breeze faced Jushin Thunder Liger.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, that was a hell of a bloody card.
So that happened, didn't it?
Yeah, he was in NXT for one match. Crazy.
Right.
Crazy. What else you got?
Takeover War Games 2019.
Yeah, I looked over the War Games myself, and none of them stood out in comparison to the ones I've chosen. Do you want to just quickly go over the card?
Yeah, I've got it on my phone. Bear with me, being completely unprofessional.
No, that's fine.
So, Angel Garza defeated Swerve Scott. That's funny to think about now. The women's War Game match, which I remember distinctly for EO putting the trash can on her head.
That which one it was. Yeah. That's the only spot I remember from any of the women's War Games
this is the one that I googled and I was like, what was that match where EO puts the thing on her? It's just her face.
That's what it's there for.
It's the bang. Oh, it's so good. So
Genius
good.
of the sky for a reason, right?
Pete Dunne defeated Damian Priest and Killian Dane.
Jesus. Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah, Balor defeated Matt Riddle. And then Team Ciampa versus Undisputed Era.
Ciampa, Lee, Dijak, and KO. That was when KO turned up as a surprise after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew who it was, and it was a surprise entrant, and they thought nobody was going to come.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty solid choice. I don't think it goes over any of the 5 that I've got here, but
I'm pretty sure that was the first women's War Games match.
More than likely,
well.
Yeah, that sounds about right for the time. I'm going to go with NXT Takeover Philadelphia. I'd like you to look that one up. There's one specific match I had on there. This was the pay-per-view which had the first 5-star match since Money in the Bank 2011 in Johnny Gargano versus Andrade.
Yeah.
So, ignoring the pre-show, we've got the Undisputed Era defeating the Authors of Pain for the Tag Team Championships. Velveteen Dream defeating Cassius Ohno. Ember Moon successfully defending against Shayna Baszler. Aleister Black defeating Adam Cole. So that's the Extreme Rules match where it's got that stupid chair spot where the chairs are at a point.
Oh, God.
And Black throws Cole straight onto it back first.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's in so much pain.
There wasn't much selling going on.
No, not at all. And then Almas and Johnny Gargano, which I love as a title match. So I think it had to go on it because it's just a bunch of solid matches.
Is that the one where Andrade does the knees
into the post?
Yeah, when he's on the outside. Yeah. I don't know why I remember that spot.
Yeah, first match since CM Punk versus John Cena at Money in the Bank 2011 that good old Uncle Dave Meltzer gave 5 stars. First WWE match anyway.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. Crazy.
Fair play.
Who's your third choice?
Takeover Rival.
Rival's one of the first ones, isn't it?
I don't know.
I feel, if memory serves, that Rival's the one where Sami Zayn won the NXT Championship and then was immediately attacked by Kevin Owens.
No, it's the one where Owens defeats him for the
beautiful
title.
Beautiful match.
Yeah, it's got the 4-woman.
Oh yeah, the horsewoman match. Yeah,
4 horsewoman 4-way match.
Yeah,
why can't I?
That's words. Those are words that you're saying.
Yeah, Finn Balor defeating Adrian Neville.
Oh, it was before he won the title. Then yeah.
Yeah. Also, Hideo Itami's on this card. That's
facing Tyler Breeze. Yeah,
that's
crazy.
a blast from
Bull
the past.
Dempsey's on this card.
Bull Dempsey.
He was there just to get fed to Baron Corbin though. So
yeah, 4 minutes.
That's a long match for Baron Corbin.
Blake and Murphy.
The Lucha Dragons. That's a lot of fast movement between the 4 of them.
Yeah. I think this was before Murphy did the 205 Live thing.
Okay.
So I don't think he's as ripped as he was.
Yeah, but he's got a little bit of flab on him.
Yeah, because he went from being a bit like cuddly, fluffy, to just going, I'm gonna kill you now, and it's like, oh yeah, I believe you.
Third on my list is one that you've also got, so we're going to have a nice long discussion about that one. That is NXT Takeover Dallas. So going through the timeline of when I watch wrestling, I would normally watch the Rumble and Mania every year. When Mania 32 rolled around, that's when I stuck with it, and Dallas was the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, I got shown a clip of Finn Balor, and I immediately stopped watching Dallas and watched all of his entrances where he was the demon because I thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever. Then
were you not familiar with him?
I knew nothing about NXT at the time.
Did you not see his work in Japan?
Nope.
That was the first time
I'd fallen off wrestling completely, apart from the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, which I watched every year.
Whoa.
So I watched that. I was like, right, watching all of those entrances in NXT. Then after watching the show, you had the Zayn versus Nakamura match.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely phenomenal match.
Yeah.
I could watch that all day.
Just Nakamura's entrance alone could watch all day.
Yep. Asuka winning the title off Bayley.
Yep.
And then Balor defending against Joe. The only thing that let that down was you had that unfortunate spot where Joe bled like 2 minutes in. They had to stop to make sure he was okay.
Yeah, there was that weird... they paused it, didn't they?
Yeah, and then to open the show, you had American Alpha winning the Tag Team Championships off the Revival.
Yep.
Fucking solid card. Absolutely love it. Anything else you want to add to that?
I covered it. Yeah, you covered everything.
Okay.
Asuka winning the title, that's still the longest title reign in that title's history, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty sure.
Mm.
Which ended like a...
Well, she technically never lost it.
Yeah, I know.
So they could just send her back down and be like, right, that's mine.
Did she break her arm?
Give me back. I can't remember if it was her arm specifically.
But then she got injured. Did she get injured and then move to Maine? Because they were
when she came back, yeah.
Yeah, they said you might as well just relinquish the title and we'll just put you on Maine when you're healthy.
She just came back at the Rumble.
Yeah, that makes...
And then she came back SummerSlam Survivor Series around that time. Then she won the Rumble. Because that was the Japanese takeover where Nakamura won it too. We have one more in common, which is New Orleans.
This is my last one.
5-star Lars.
Lars Sullivan has more 5-star matches than Kurt Angle.
In fairness, fucking brilliant ladder match.
But you could have removed Lars Sullivan from that and it wouldn't have made a bit of difference. Did he throw someone through a ladder, I would imagine?
No, I don't think so. Same with Dane, though. I can't remember what Dane did in that match. If it was just a fatal 4-way between the others.
So Killian Dane has more 5-star. Okay.
Certainly does, but he's done some good work outside of WWE, so it's possible he might have one anyway. I'm just not sure. Then you also have the other 5-star match in that pay-per-view, which was Black versus Almas. I believe that got 5 stars as well.
Yep. That was Black winning the title, wasn't it?
Yeah, when he first won it.
I remember that. It's the first time he sort of broke character a little bit when he held the belt up. Yeah, it was a cool moment.
And then we're right. Yeah, you see him smile for the first time, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird.
And then to close the show, you had right in the middle of the implosion of DIY. I think they'd had a match at the previous takeover where if Gargano lost, he'd get kicked out from NXT.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to have a rematch, and if Johnny won, he'd come back to NXT.
Yeah,
but it was an unsanctioned match, so anything goes.
That was the knee brace in the mouth.
Yeah,
one, wasn't
that submission one. Yeah, fantastic match.
Good match.
And then my top is NXT Takeover Chicago, the first one.
Remind me.
This takeover has one of my favourite matches of all time. And it absolutely stole the show, considering this has some pretty solid matches on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate for the UK Championship. The 15-minute classic where Dunn finally won the championship off Bate.
Ah, okay, that's that one. Right.
That is that one.
Okay. Yeah.
That is the first time I think Bate did that move where he goes into the ropes.
Oh,
that thing.
The Kofi thing.
Yeah. First time he ever did that, and I was blown away. He does a spiral tap in it as well. Yeah.
Okay.
They just pull out everything and they absolutely steal the show. And then I'd like you to look up the card, but there's only 2 reasons I had this as number 1. And the other one is because it is the implosion of DIY. This is when they did the trademark,
throws him into the
trademark limited swerve where it's like, okay, it's the end of the show. DIY have lost the tag team championships and they're going to have to find something else to do. And then before they actually go off air, Ciampa turns on Gargano.
Because they're hugging, aren't they? Really close. And he goes really tight with the camera.
And Ciampa just goes, this is my moment. And what a moment. And the swerve only makes it better. It's the moment that has made all WWE fans not trust that logo anymore.
It's true.
Bobby Roode defeating Hideo Itami for the NXT Championship. Yeah, some real good shit in that.
Yeah.
But that
Bobby Roode versus Hideo Itami, that's a match. Looking back on it now with 2024 eyes, it's just like,
yeah.
That's mad.
Itami got a tough break of it, though, to be fair. He just kept getting injured in NXT.
A few breaks, didn't he?
Yeah, quite a few. Not the ones that you want, though. So yeah, that's our top 5. I'm happy with that, if you are.
Yeah,
definitely. We'll jump into the news. So we are recording this the day after Money in the Bank. I don't want to talk about any of the WWE Weekly stuff because it pales in comparison to what happened at Money in the Bank.
I've seen some of it.
Before we get to that,
okay,
a couple of things on AEW. We'll just get those out of the way before we really dig into Money in the Bank. The Owen Hart tournament, the men's one specifically.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of weeks in that tournament.
Yep.
You want to kick us off?
I have a theory
that
they asked Jarrett we'd like you to cut a promo on how much Owen Hart meant to you and stuff. And I don't think they thought the promo would be as good as it was.
Because it was fucking brilliant.
Because it was one of the best promos I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God. I wasn't crying. You were crying.
I might have been crying.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
What was I saying?
That they didn't expect it to be as good.
Yeah, and I don't think they expected it to get as much legs as it did and take off online. And I think Tony Khan isn't very good at changing things on the fly. I think they had the plan. Jarrett's going to get beaten by returning Adam Page, and that's going to be it, and blah, blah, blah. And he almost seems like reluctant. Because that was like lightning in a bottle they had there. Like you could have had Jarrett go all the way to the final, and they could have changed it and done something. Like just figured it out. But
yeah, I feel like that was Tony's intention. I feel like it was kind of his intention to turn Jarrett face in a way, because you have a theory as to what's going to happen with the Owen in general. And I think you're absolutely right. And that's that Page is going to go on and win the whole thing as a heel, and then you get face swerve versus heel Page at All In Wembley.
Because they've effectively swapped roles since the last time.
Yeah, I think that'll happen.
But what I don't understand was Hangman cutting a face promo afterwards on the Elite. You got the perfect opportunity to turn him heel, and then all of a sudden there was this weird face promo, and then I don't know.
That has worked in the past. The prime example I think of is like Kurt Angle early on in his career, where he was trying to cut the face promo, but he was just hated. So it came across as a heel because nobody liked him.
Yeah.
So like, you're doing these bad things. You're trying to win us over, and it's not working. We're not stupid. I think that's where we're going with this. The only other things I want to talk about, the ending of Beach Break, the latest episode of Dynamite. So it was Will Ospreay versus Daniel Garcia for the International Championship, and MJF decided to get involved.
I haven't seen it.
I've only seen the very, very ending of it. So essentially MJF interferes, tries to give Daniel Garcia his diamond ring to win the title off Ospreay, because I think he's just trying to get under Ospreay's skin and mess with him. And he decides not to. Ospreay wins, and MJF just beats the shit out of Garcia.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
The image of him with that like wife beater vest on, just covered in blood.
It's Garcia's hometown, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. So that image in itself, it really makes me think that MJF's turning a corner now where he's going full heel and almost like a serial killer kind of thing.
Because I saw the one of the videos was titled "MJF shows his true colours."
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah.
He's told you the whole time he's a scumbag. What do you expect?
What point has he lied about doing stuff like that?
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
And I don't like Daniel Garcia, so yeah, happy days.
Yeah, exactly. That's all the Dynamite stuff. Let's jump into what happened at Money in the Bank. Oh, no. One thing on SmackDown. Last thing I expected was a tag title change. Don't know about you.
It happened, didn't it? Yeah.
Just randomly. Just Theory and Waller go, yeah, we got a tag match tonight against DIY. And you think, oh, the same old fare. They're just going to defend. And DIY tap them out. So DIY are now the WWE Tag Team Champions out of nowhere, and nobody really expected it to happen.
I mean, it needs to happen. They've somehow managed to call off DIY.
Well, I said in an earlier episode that I thought they were going to win at Mania anyway with those new titles. So let's start with John Cena. Did you see what happened?
Saw it coming.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to happen now.
No,
it's happened. So
the time is now.
Yeah, the last time is now, because John Cena has announced that he will be retiring from in-ring competition in 2025. Did you catch the press conference after the show?
CM Punk wants to fight him in 15 years.
Okay, I didn't catch that. I meant Cena's part.
Apparently wants to pull him out of retirement in 15 years.
I could see that. I could see him try and do that. But no, Cena did a little thing. We went over it. Originally, I thought it was going to be WrestleMania, but he said no, it's going to be the whole year. Ideally, if everything goes to plan, it'll be December 2025.
So that's what I was going to say, December.
Yeah, he wants to go January to December, and ideally he wants to do between 30 and 50 matches in that time.
Right.
So he's going to be around a bit in 2025, depending on his other commitments and injuries. Hopefully nothing happens to him.
He's Wolverine anyway.
But
he'll heal fast.
But he's still teasing real hard that he's going to focus on getting that 17th title.
You know what?
He's got the Rumble. He's got the Chamber. He's got Mania itself. He's got Money in the Bank. He's listed all of those as possible ways he can get that final title.
You know what? I wouldn't be angry.
Nope, not at all. I think he deserves it 100%.
Yeah. I originally wanted Orton to break Flair's record.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that'll happen. Cena, yeah, I can see it.
Did you see Triple H talking about him in the press conference as well?
No.
So someone asked specifically about the Hall of Fame stuff. And was like, well, is he going in the Hall of Fame? Who do you think will induct him? And he's like, that man deserves his own Hall of Fame, is what Triple H said, for what he's done for the company. And he gets to choose who inducts him, essentially. But I wanted to know who you would choose.
I'm glad he's not going in next year, is he? Because that's Bray's Hall of Fame.
They said he might, but he probably
better not, because Bray needs to headline.
But if you would, who would induct him?
Who would induct him? Kurt Angle.
I think that's the option, yeah. That's immediately what came to mind. Who else in your first ever match who's a bona fide superstar?
Angle, Rock.
Rock could. Punk could. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Punk's had quite a storied history with a lot of people in WWE, so there's a lot of options.
Knowing Cena, it could even be sort of who runs the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Because it could be
someone
like that.
Orton's an outside chance. They faced each other 10,000 times.
Yeah, he's going to fight Orton a few times, I think, in this final Cena farewell tour, or whatever it is.
So the pay-per-view itself opens with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I thought it was underwhelming.
I've seen the results, and I haven't really seen much from it.
So it was won by Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
The following match was Zayn versus Breakker, which had an interesting surprise in it, in that Breakker lost clean. No interference, no nothing whatsoever. It just ended with a haluva kick and a pin.
See, this is the trouble with like undefeated streaks, is they have to end at some point, and either you go all the way with an undefeated streak, or you need to nip it in the bud before it becomes a thing. And I think that's what they've done.
Yeah, I think that was a smart choice.
Breakker losing isn't a big deal, I don't think, because someone like that can just go on and do amazing things regardless.
No, he hasn't lost a lot from this.
No.
At all. But I'm just surprised it was clean. I thought they might have had some shenanigans getting in there. But
being a monster heel like he is,
he's just going to get madder.
And he's going to have to learn to lose at some point, because the whole point of a monster heel is to put over a babyface at the end of the day.
So that's exactly kind of what Gunther was doing. So yeah.
And it's made Sammy look good. I don't think Braun's lost anything.
No, because he had a really good showing.
And I think putting the title on putting any title on Braun at this point is a bit silly, because if they're going into this Netflix deal soon,
yeah, of course, it's a great point.
He would have had to have won it and lost it in that time, because I know they want to push him as a really big deal in it. So he's almost going to bypass all of it and go straight for a main title, I think.
Possibly, as soon as 2025 hits and rolls on Netflix and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. That was then followed by the World Heavyweight Championship match.
Yeah, weird.
Between Priest and Rollins.
I get why they did it in hindsight.
Well, we've got a lot to unpack in this match, so let's go bit by bit. Pretty standard fare for about 10-15 minutes of it. I did notice a couple of minutes in, Priest looks up the ramp for a strangely long amount of time, like he was expecting something. So I kind of twigged what was going to happen quite early on.
Didn't McIntyre say that if he won, he was going to cash in?
He did.
Straight away.
He did.
They might have been playing into that.
Yeah, but that's the only time he did it, so I didn't know if it was a weird cue that I missed or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
But after that point, we get a serious botch. Did you see this?
No.
Do you remember Jon Moxley versus Rey Fenix?
Pile driver.
Yeah. Well, not the pile driver.
It was the over-the-shoulder.
The pin. They did the same thing. Priest didn't kick out of a pin.
Oh, no, I did hear. Yeah.
So I believe it was a Falcon Arrow, and it must have just knocked him silly because he just didn't kick out, and the ref didn't do anything. He 1-2 stopped and then called the 2, and Priest didn't move.
Oh, did the crowd shout?
They were booing.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Big booing. And then at that moment, Drew comes out. So there's so much confusion in the crowd because they're like, well, is the match over? Is it now Seth versus Drew? Is it a triple threat? What's happening? Turns out to be a triple threat, but as soon as Drew's getting the upper hand...
Did Drew's music play?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it was a production botch then.
I don't think so.
Because it might... His music starts with the sword unsheathing, doesn't it? It could have been 1-2, and that's when it was supposed to happen.
No, I think you can tell that Priest is kind of not all there in the moment, unless he's selling like a god. He's
proven he can sell like a god.
That is true.
Against Drew, he sold that ankle the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely true. But then Drew comes out. As soon as Drew starts getting the upper hand, Punk comes out from the crowd, starts attacking Drew, and now since it's a triple threat, there's no disqualification, so he can do what he wants. Throws him into the timekeeper's area, hits him with a chair a bunch of times, hits him with the World Heavyweight Championship, and Priest gives him the South of Heaven, 1, 2, 3. So, in one fell swoop, you've made Drew even angrier at Punk. You've made Priest angry at Punk because he wanted to win on his own accord. He didn't even want the Judgment Day out there, and they didn't come out there, more importantly. And you've made Seth angry at Punk because now that Priest has retained, he cannot fight for that championship as long as Priest is champion, because that was one of the stipulations of the match.
Yes, it was.
Punk is not here to make friends, and he's made that very evident. Like I said, quite a lot to unpack in that match for that reason.
Okay. Interesting. I really hope Priest moves away from the Punk thing now and just does like his own thing. Because it's getting a bit silly now.
I think he will, but Seth's going to be gunning for him now. And I think that'll line up with things.
Yeah. Hopefully Seth and Punk and Drew can do their own thing and Priest can move on to something else now. Maybe feud with Finn?
Possibly.
I don't know.
Well, you didn't actually watch bits of it. So there was a backstage segment before the World Heavyweight Championship match where it's in the Judgment Den. I don't know if that's the official name. I heard it somewhere.
Yes.
And they're all there. I mean, Dom and Carlito are just playing WWE 2K24. And then Priest comes in, starts chatting to him. And as he leaves, Finn just goes, "Whatever you say, boss." Like, just staring off into space. Like there's tension between the two of them now. So I don't think he's happy.
Okay.
So then that might be what's going to happen. But we shall see. Then we had the women's Money in the Bank match, which I'm going to say was match of the night.
Right.
Those women fucking killed it.
Well, with the caliber of people in there, it's not surprising.
Yeah, but the spots they pulled out, some of them were absolutely insane. The most notable of which is that Io Sky did a power slam to Stark from the top of a ladder onto a ladder that was positioned between the ropes and the ladder.
Crikey.
Yeah. I think we talk later in the episode actually about women and tables and how it's a bit of an issue because there's not much weight to them. I think it plays to their advantage with ladders. Granted, the ladder doesn't break, but I think it allows for more gnarly spots and less chance of injury, I think, because there's less weight coming down on the ladder.
Yeah.
And they make the most of it. Chelsea Green also gets thrown through 2 tables from the top of the ladder to the outside.
Did she have a spot? I had a video on in the background at work when I was listening to something. Did she try and unhook it with a ladder, the briefcase?
Yeah, because they did the whole Skater Pints thing. So she's there in the middle of the ring holding a ladder, just pushing it up. Like when you're trying to poke something with a broom. It was really fun. Chelsea shined in that match as
someone that's won maybe 5% of her matches. She makes every moment that she's on screen absolute.
Yeah, she's kind of a comic genius.
Well, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely. But in the end, it was won by Tiffany Stratton, who we both selected in our predictions. So go us. Honestly, match of the night, they killed it. They made the men's match look so boring in comparison. So I'm really happy with that. And then we had what I think was most definitely the wrong main event. And that was the 6-man tag between Cody and Randy and Kevin Owens against the Bloodline. That being, it was Solo, Tama, and Jacob, and Tonga was at ringside. And
weird.
It was good, but it wasn't a main event. Particularly since nothing happened afterwards. I think when I realized that was the main event, I was like, well, something's probably going to happen after the end of the match. Like, there was a chance Roman might have come back. There was rumors about that, but nothing. It's just the Bloodline won, and that was the end of it.
I've seen some clips. They made Jacob look like an absolute monster.
As we expected.
Yeah.
I didn't expect anything different. I don't know about you. But underwhelming. Not a bad match, but it shouldn't have closed that pay-per-view. I think if you'd have swapped that with the World Heavyweight Championship match, it would have come across a lot better as a show.
Mm-hmm.
Having all those shenanigans at the end with Punk and everything, and having Seth yelling at Drew and Seth yelling at Punk and Drew yelling at Punk to close the show, I think that would have been a better moment. But I am Papa H. I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to discuss on that pay-per-view or anything else in wrestling for that matter?
Paul Heyman.
The dishevelled Paul Heyman.
You can see why he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He needs, just for that segment alone, he needs to be in the Hall of Fame again.
Well,
it was mad. Apparently he didn't sleep deliberately the night before.
I heard that to make himself look fucked.
Jesus.
And when was the last time you saw Paul Heyman take a bump?
Yeah, he doesn't do it very often.
Very rarely.
But when he does, he really goes for it. The only thing I'd fault with that segment is they kind of struggled to get him up
but, which is weird.
Yeah.
You might think they struggled, but they did.
So Jacob was a weird one to do the powerbomb, I thought.
I think he's the most powerful of the three of them.
Solo's a bit bigger than him, isn't he?
Now he is, yeah. But he wasn't.
I don't know.
I don't know if Jacob keeps that strength from losing that weight.
It's like Cornette said, Jacob isn't as big as you think he is. But he plays big.
Yeah, he plays.
And like his character, he comes across massive.
We were saying the same thing about Rhea Ripley as well, because she's only 5'8", and looking at her on TV, you'd think she was 6 foot.
Yeah, I thought she was about 6 foot tall. Yeah,
because she plays tall, and it just comes across on TV, so makes perfect sense. I got nothing else. Have you got nothing else?
I got nothing else.
In that case, we will jump straight into NXT Takeover Respect. Thank you very much for listening this far. Please consider giving us a like, a follow, subscribe if you're on YouTube, comment wherever you are. Let us know what you think of the episode and what other episodes you'd like us to do. We're always listening to your requests and we'll cover whatever is asked.
Also, just before we sign off.
Go on.
This is going to sound like a complete piss take, but we have 10 subscribers now.
Yeah, it's picking up.
That's mad. That's genuinely mad. Like, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, and it's going to sound like I'm taking a piss, but if I was sat somewhere at work or in a pub or somewhere and just started talking about wrestling, and 10 people came and sat opposite me and went, "We want to hear what you have to say," I'd be a bit freaked out by it.
It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird.
So, genuinely, if you watch these videos and you're one of the 10 that have subscribed, like, thank you.
You've just reminded me as well. We haven't mentioned that this is actually a video podcast now. So if you have been listening on Spotify, you can see our stupid faces reacting to this shit on YouTube. So consider that if you feel like laughing at us for 2 hours.
Can we sign off now?
Yes, let's sign off. Enjoy NXT Takeover Respect.
Bye. Right. Takeover Respect.
I didn't realize until watching this for the first time that we're dangerously close to Elimination Chamber in terms of timeline. We haven't spread out very much in terms of when we've done our episodes.
So this pay-per-view had a lot of things on it, which was good. They mention it in the show. It was the first ever women's match to headline a major WWE event.
I don't remember it at a pay-per-view at all. So yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, which is crazy. When it happened, it was the longest ever women's match to that point.
Of course, 30 minutes. Yeah,
it's since been broken by
maybe Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte.
I've got it written here.
Oh.
Banks and Charlotte did a 30-minute Iron. I'm going to call it an Iron Woman match.
Yeah,
because that's what it should be called. They did a 30-minute Iron Woman match, and then they went to 5 minutes, like sudden death, extra time, which has the limit.
Oh, okay.
Now. It was also the first ever Iron Woman match.
Yep.
And Asuka's debut.
Ah, yes.
Obviously, she'd go on to have the longest undefeated streak in WWE history. Goldberg.
A lot of longs.
A lot of longs. And it was really good. It was.
The amount of people in this who have just gone on to do great things shows what NXT was as like an organization.
Yeah. And this was black and gold.
Yeah. It was before I'd started watching NXT, because I think the first one I ever watched was Dallas, which was Zayn Nakamura. What an introduction, right?
Also, I don't know if you noticed this. This is the first NXT event where the NXT title wasn't on the line.
Really?
Yeah. Do you remember who the NXT champ is?
But yeah, of course I do, because it's about to turn up. It's Finn Balor.
Yeah, it is. Also, during the recap, and when it comes out of the recap and goes into the live show, it's really hard to concentrate because the crowd are chanting NXT, Byron Saxon's talking, and the lyrics of the song are going at the same time. It's like, that's why I had to turn it down. It was just
the song being thrown by Bring Me the Horizon, Sheffield's finest.
I've got a story about Bring Me the Horizon.
I'm all ears.
I'll save it till I'm
done
talking about Finn Balor. Stop being so cool, Finn!
Would you like to get something, please?
Stop being so cool and handsome, Finn.
There you go.
When I was watching this in preparation for this, I messaged you and said, God, Finn looks like he's lived 9 lifetimes since then and now.
That's the thing with your 30s, I guess. We're going to be haggard by the time we hit 40.
Oh, Jesus.
And we haven't been doing 200 nights a year wrestling.
Madness, isn't it?
Balor with what I think is the best NXT title design. I love that big X bastard.
Such a cool theme he's got as well.
Yeah.
You might not know this, but I play it when I pick up my guitar sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
I know how to play it. Because it's just simple, but it sounds cool.
Yeah. Slow bends. I'm all about slow bends.
Lynyrd Skynyrd had it right. And this was before we ever had Demon Finn as well. I don't think the Demon had turned up in NXT at this point.
Did he not win the title as the Demon?
I don't think he did. I know he won it off Kevin Owens. Because he did a fucking coup de grace off the top of a ladder.
Who won it off Sami Zayn?
Keep going.
Who won it off... Oh, I'm stumped already.
I believe it was Neville.
Who won it off Bo Dallas.
Correct.
Who won it off Big E.
Correct.
Who won it off Seth.
Correct.
Who won it off Triple H.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Or Regal.
Yeah. This is something I don't like.
Samoa Joe
as a face. I hate it.
But he acts exactly the same. Which
yeah.
It's just, you can call him a face, but he still fucking swans out like anything.
Because he's got friends. That's what makes him a face.
It's because he's got swag.
Yeah, he's always had swag. But he's got a friend. That doesn't work. You're not allowed to have friends, Samoa Joe.
Yeah, having friends.
How dare you have friends?
One thing I like about Joe is he just does whatever he wants. Like when he does the towel thing and then does the hand movement, he's so close to doing it in time with the music.
But he won't.
But he's just like, nope.
So we have Rich Brennan, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton on commentary, one of which is a staple of the commentary team and the main roster now.
Yeah. They argue a lot as well, and it's really off-putting.
Really? That's kind of the point, though. I mean, JR and the King used to argue all the time.
But like they sound like they're genuinely arguing.
Well, yeah,
to the point where
want
it's
it to be
like
believable.
distracting. Speaking of distracting, the mechanics.
Is that what they went by?
Yeah.
It just says Dash and Dawson.
They call them the mechanics in this.
I hate it. Also, I feel like Scott Dawson wasn't his name in WWE. I feel like it's changed between that and the AEW run.
Dash Wilder was him, wasn't it? Because Dash didn't change his name to Dax. And I remember thinking when it happened, you bastard.
Really?
Yeah. You bastard.
I always thought it was the other way around.
Oh, he tried to throw his towel on the floor and it just landed on the ring.
That's embarrassing. Yeah, Scott Dawson doesn't sound right.
No.
I don't think that was his name. I feel like he changed it at some point in his WWE run. I could be wrong, but I didn't bother to look it up.
They really try and big up FTR in this as well.
Yeah, rightly so. I mean, they knew what they had.
Yeah, it's weird watching them and they haven't quite figured themselves out yet.
No, that's what NXT's for, isn't it?
Mm.
Which is weird. I don't understand why Joe spent so much time there. He was ready-made.
Yeah. He didn't even have to go to NXT, I don't think.
No, I don't know why he did. They could have immediately just put him on the main roster and he would have been a star.
Well, look at Styles.
Yeah.
Styles has he ever had a match in NXT?
Yeah, he has. He has appeared in NXT. I think he turned up with the Good Brothers for a little while.
Right, okay. Because it seems like they were missing a trick not having him there.
I will say he's going to be invaluable.
Yeah.
Post his actual in-ring career. Imagine being trained by that man.
It's like people saying they're being trained by Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
He could be like this generation's Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, essentially, a guy his size that can do the stuff that he does. I mean, he's more athletic than Shawn Michaels, but everyone's got their strengths. Michaels is the better storyteller.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Michaels had it all, really. Styles' promos are passable.
They do the job.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking a couple of weeks ago about the promo he had with Aldis. I found that pretty believable.
Yeah, it was really short as well. It was like under 30 seconds.
But it's so believable. And I think it might be because like he meant it. Like he knew he didn't have much time left. But
those two have a lot of history as well. I imagine they're pretty comfortable with each other. Finn just doing a dive.
Yeah, just straight over the top, proving why he's champion.
That dropkick always looks impressive to me. It's so fast.
It's like a bullet.
Club?
Yeah. The ballet club.
Oh, yeah.
You're mixing it up.
And that's the knee block. Chop block?
Yeah.
Whatever it is. That plays into like the rest of the pay-per-view. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's FTR style, isn't it? They've always just been classic wrestlers who work like that.
So it was about this point I noticed Drake Younger, the referee.
Okay.
You familiar with him?
Nope. Indulge me.
Just noted prick.
Why? How?
He was I can't remember his name in WWE, but he went by Drake Younger, and he was like a deathmatch wrestler.
Oh, okay.
He retired and then joined WWE as a ref. But yeah, I wrote some stuff down. He was very vocal about not wearing masks during COVID. He was very vocal about being an anti-vaxxer, which it is a controversial subject, I know. I mean, just to put it in perspective, I'm vaccinated, my wife isn't vaccinated and she didn't want to be. That's absolutely fine. People can think the way they want to think. But he was openly criticizing other wrestlers for getting it and telling them, you are wrong, you are wrong.
That's the difference, isn't it?
That's it, yeah, exactly. And then the sort of final nail in his career coffin was he stormed out of a meeting where Triple H said all religions are welcome in WWE.
Oh, brilliant.
There was other stuff as well about him using his business email to coordinate QAnon stuff, and yeah.
I would like to lighten the mood by pointing out that you just called an anti-vaxxer a prick.
Yeah. I don't think they're pricks. I think people can do what they want. But it's rubbing your opinions in people's faces that makes you a prick.
Yeah, prick.
I get it. I get it. Prick.
Well done.
Yeah, I get it. I get it now.
All right, so we've got Dax Harwood, not using his actual name because I've forgotten it already.
Scott Dawson.
Oh, Dax Harwood got Balor in a single leg Boston Crab to hurt the bad case of knee.
Yeah, Scott Dawson, Corey.
Yeah.
Corey Jade? What's his name?
Corey Graves.
Corey Graves. Who's Corey Jade?
Carmella's boyfriend.
Husband.
Oh, yeah, they're married now. What is this, Total Divas? I don't remember. I'm amazed how little space they have to work with out there on the floor. I think it's because this is at Full Sail. This is where they had their weekly shows.
Yeah.
So there was never a much space to work with. There's not many people in the crowd.
No, but they're like rabid and loyal, aren't they?
That's the best thing about NXT. During the Black and Gold era especially.
Yeah, it's so weird listening to like the commentary team talk about FTR like they're not the best in the world.
Yeah, they fucking are now.
It's really strange.
Like I said, we are 9 years removed from this pay-per-view. How things have changed.
Well, they went to being one of the best teams in the world to being treated like shit on the main roster.
Yep.
And then going back to being one of the best teams in the world.
Wasn't it one of the last things the Revival did was that weird gimmick where Scott Dawson rubbed his ass on the floor and pretended he had worms like a dog?
I'm trying to remember this now. I think it's because the New Day put itching powder in their wrestling gear. Is that right?
Sounds right.
Yeah. And they were scratching themselves, and yeah, he was dragging his ass along the floor like a wormy dog. But they took it in stride, and they were like, right, you want us to do this? Okay.
Oh, here comes Joe. Yeah, Joe's a really good hot tag, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, nice big foot.
He is. But he runs out of steam fairly quick.
I know.
But that brief window is like, yes.
Yeah, but he's very explosive in his movements.
Yeah.
Just nice short sprints.
And a man that size shouldn't move that quick.
No, he shouldn't. But fucking hell, he did. Nice Uranagi.
It's weird seeing him pander to the crowd as well, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said, a face Joe doesn't feel right, does it? Feels like he should just be doing his own thing. I find it weird to think that 3 out of these 4 people would hold titles in a rival company.
You hear what the commentary team say about the mechanics?
Go on.
As well. Like Corey, they said, oh, they're like the Brainbusters or the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. Someone's been doing their Anderson history, haven't they? Well done, Corey Jade.
So, Finn Balor and Joe proceed to the final of the Dusty Classic with a muscle buster coup de grace combo.
But at what cost?
Poor Finn's knee. That's the cost.
Yeah, they really play up on it as well. They're like, why did he do it? He's got the heart of a champion.
It's almost like he is the champion.
I wonder if it'll play into the second match. Also, I like the way when they all raise their hands, they do it to Finn's music.
Yeah, they do it. Although that does become a factor later on. That's the last time you'll see something done in time with that music.
I didn't even notice.
Yep. You'll notice now.
I like the way Joe stops the other guy from coming in the ring. Look, he just lies on him.
Yeah,
it's so good. He's just like, nope.
So Joe lying on you. You ain't fucking moving, are you? You might be able to kick out if he lies on you, but you ain't moving.
He just puts him on the floor and then just goes, Oh, it's so good.
And Joe's pretending to care about Finn's knee.
Speaking of pretending to care, there's a bit that happens in a minute that had me in fucking stitches, and I'll show you when we get there. It's when they get up the ramp, look. Finn's going, it's all about that trophy. It's all about Dusty. And I think Joe's just going, yeah.
Fine.
What are you talking about? Of course it is. We need to go. Finn's like, yeah, but that trophy. Yeah, come on. We're going.
Where's your belt, Finn?
Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
So we see Sasha Banks getting ready for her main event tonight.
Yeah, when I wanted to watch this, I forgot she was on it.
This was the reason you wanted to watch this.
I know. No, what it wasn't.
Did you just forget it was Sasha?
The reason I wanted to watch this because it's Asuka's first match.
Right.
I said I had a story about Bring Me the Horizon. I had a friend that punched Ollie Sykes.
I'm sure a lot of people did.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I went to see them with him, Morgan, his name was. I've not seen him for a long time. We went to see them at Birmingham, and it was really small, the venue. And Ollie Sykes jumped into the crowd.
Yeah.
And he had a T-shirt that had loads of badges on. And my mate Morgan just grabbed his T-shirt and ripped a load of the badges off, ripped a big hole in his T-shirt. You know, funny as you do, because we were drunk.
Yeah.
We must have been 17, 18. And later on that evening, we were outside the venue. Ollie Sykes came up to my mate Morgan and went, "Are you the kid that ripped my t-shirt?" And Morgan just punched him right in the face. And then we ran off.
Amazing.
Oh, it was so funny. So funny. And every time I see Bring Me the Horizon now, I'm like, Morgan punched you in the teeth.
So this would have been like, what, 2008?
Maybe even earlier than that.
So they're really early in their career then.
Yeah.
When they were crazy fucking deathcore.
I mean, maybe 2005, 2006.
Oh, yeah. When they were really heavy deathcore.
Yeah. Yeah, no electronics or anything like that. It was at Birmingham Barfly, maybe I want to say.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Bloody hell.
Gable with long hair's weird.
I want it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss it. Because they were on Takeover Dallas, the first one I ever saw. It was when they won the tag team titles from FTR.
Rhino's an odd shape, isn't he? He's built like a fridge.
We're going to say that every time now, that he's built like a fridge.
Do you know what his name is?
Fridge. Go on.
Terry
Fridge. Got it. What is it? Terry Bell? Terry's chocolate orange? What is it?
No.
Terry, no. Cool.
No. Corbin with long hair's weird as well.
Yeah, he's got his hair still intact.
Kind of.
The hairline hasn't quite got the better of it.
It's thinning. it's thinning a lot. So I remember when Corbin debuted, he got really over with the fans. And I think this is around the time that they started turning on him a bit.
Yeah, his momentum had died down, hadn't it? Because there was a point early on where they were just counting, because his matches were that short that they would just count the seconds as a chant and it would be over after like 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was a cool gimmick. I like that.
To be fair, despite the hate he gets, his finish is still protected.
Only McIntyre's kicked out of it?
He's the only person to kick out at the end of days. And that happened at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So,
you know, he said in an interview he wishes he'd never brought it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he thought the reason he got away with it so long is no one noticed.
Yeah, it would have kept going. To be fair, it's a fucking cool move.
It's such...
No one else does.
His moveset is really good. In fact, I think in this match is the first time he does the Deep Six, because commentary go mad for it.
Yeah, but they don't call it the Deep Six.
No, they don't. What is Deep Six?
It's good question.
Is it a sports reference?
I don't think so. I know there's a Marilyn Manson song called Deep Six.
Right. I thought it was for some reason like a American football thing.
It might be a reference to a grave.
I'm gonna look it up.
Do it. So this match really showcased to me why they were so high on Jason Jordan rather than Chad Gable. Because I feel like he was more athletic than Gable, was Jason Jordan in this match. Gable had the basics down, but I don't know what it is about Jordan, but you can't keep your eyes off him.
So apparently Deep Six is to destroy or dispose of something.
6 feet deep.
Yeah. There we go. Don't know why I thought it was about American football, but...
Like going 6 yards or 6 people.
Yeah.
In the defensive line. I know American football.
Crowd go mad for Gable.
Yeah, Gable's fucking over. He's just a really impressive athlete. Like, he does a chaos theory to Rhino in this match.
Did you hear the chant that they start doing later on in the match?
No.
Where they sing Gable, but in Angle's theme.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that. No.
Oh, it's so good. This is it.
And yet Jason Jordan became the illegitimate son.
So even now they're doing it. But Gable's got legit Olympic credentials to his name, hasn't he? So he is just Kurt Angle light.
I feel like Jordan had a bunch of NCAA achievements, just not Olympic ones.
They didn't come out as American Alpha either, did they?
No, not then.
They came out as just Gable and Jordan.
There's a lot of that around this time in NXT. If you look back, you see them really just forming the teams. Like Enzo and Cass are on this roster at the same time as these guys.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Someone somewhere is wearing some Enzo merch, but I can't remember what it says now. I think it might just say how you doing.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
I'm going to say something a little bit bold here. I think Jason Jordan might be WWE's biggest what if.
Ever?
Possibly.
No.
This match really impressed me.
I disagree with Ever, but yeah, he's a... Why did he retire?
He just got a bad injury that just didn't fix. Because he won the Raw Tag Team Championships with Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
And it was around that time I think he got injured.
Because he was starting to find his groove, wasn't he? Because he started being like a really whiny, like sort of heel. And it was really working for him.
Yep, and then he got injured.
I think they should have played up on the Kurt Angle thing. Because that sort of went nowhere, didn't it?
Yeah.
But maybe have Kurt Angle as the commissioner or something and him running to Kurt Angle. At the time. Well, they even more than that. You should have had Jason Jordan going to him going, Dad!
Oh, that would have been really good.
Yeah, it would have been great.
A fucking Nepo baby gimmick.
Yeah, exactly. And then you could have had the big reveal at the end that Gable was his son all along because, obviously.
Well, the problem was that was the joke. Not that it's a joke, but that was the joke.
I heard... it was a rib on Angle because Angle prefers some dark meat.
Ah, I see. Despite who his wife was, or is. We talk about this all the time with this Jeff Jarrett, Kurt Angle bullshit, and we don't know the timeline.
No, it happened in TNA.
Yeah, but I forget who was the original husband.
Angle.
Okay.
Yeah. She left to go to Jarrett.
Got you.
Who she's still with, I think.
See? It's confusing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if her and Jeff are still together. I mean,
right.
I think they are. I hope they are. Everyone deserves to be happy.
Not you, though. Not you. Him.
Yeah, you. It's so good. I found out the other day how old Mark Heap is.
Is that the dad from it?
No.
Is that the brother from it, the one that isn't Will from the In-Between?
No, Jim, the neighbour.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, Brian from Space. He's nearly 70.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. No, Paul Ritter, who plays the dad.
Right, that was his name.
Yeah, he died a couple of years ago, didn't he?
Of course he did. Yeah, I forgot about that. Another person I've forgotten's dead.
Yeah.
I'm on a roll at the moment.
Yeah, you got a really weird blind spot for it.
I don't know why. I just assume everyone's alive.
Right, let me get a list of actors that have
alive or dead.
What are they chanting when Corbin's in the ring?
I have no idea.
Because it's in the rhythm of "Go Away," like they used to chant to Roman that "Go away, go away," but it's not "Go away."
It might have the word "gore" in it, maybe.
Why are they chanting it to Corbin though?
Oh, okay, but the chant was Corbin. God, it might actually be "Go away" because you said they were turning on him.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like "Go away" though. Like the letters sound different.
We'll never know.
That's what words are. Just different letters, aren't they?
I don't know what it is about this crowd, but there's a bunch of chants in the main event that I did not catch.
I caught quite a few of them, so...
we may have to discuss when it comes around, but I was stumped with some of them.
Hopefully between the two of us, we figured them out.
Rhino just throwing himself over the top rope there, like an absolute champion.
This is what happens when adrenaline meets focus.
What, you take your singlet straps off? What are you talking about, Byron? There's the deep six.
See, the commentary go absolutely mad for it. And someone the size of Gable looks really good when they're taking that move.
I think he did it a few times to Sami Zayn. It looked really good.
It must have been Ricochet when he catches him in the suicide dive.
Oh, yeah.
From the outside and spins like 3 times. And it's like, oh, my God.
But it's essentially a black hole slam with a couple of extra steps, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like a blue thunder bomb, like Zayn's blue thunder bomb and Takeshita's blue thunder bomb, but he doesn't set out; he falls with them.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, Chaos Theory onto Corbin. He does that selling that you think is dumb, but it works. Where they just sort of like that the whole time on the way around.
Yeah, I don't think it looks dumb. I think it just looks really robotic. I never thought I'd see a bad gore.
You have. It's because he was like in the middle of the ring when he ran.
Yeah, Rhino doesn't get the run up.
Yeah, you got to go corner to corner to get the momentum, and he just hasn't got it.
The crowd go mad for it anyway.
Speaking of something that the crowd go mad for, though, look at this. Goes for like a tilt-a-whirl. Corbin catches him into the end of days.
I will never not be impressed. The fact that he never puts his hand or his leg out to stop them. He just goes, with one arm.
I have got your whole body with my one arm.
Do you remember when he did it on Becky Lynch?
No.
Oh my God.
I bet that was something.
Apparently he pitched it as a joke, and Becky went, "Yeah,
do it.
Yeah, do it." And he did it, and it comes completely out of nowhere. I can't remember what the situation was, but Becky's like in his face, and he just grabs her hand and goes, and does it. And the crowd go like silent, and then cheer, and then boo.
It's like, oh shit, he did it. Oh shit, you did it.
Yeah. But he does it like obviously so easily because Corbin is a big man. Yeah. Like
I'm trying to remember the biggest guy he's done that to. It's got to be someone similar to his size. I mean, he's done it to Drew McIntyre. We know that for a fact.
Yeah, I mean that's impressive in itself. Yeah. Drew's a big human being. But yeah, like all one hand, like literally pulled her in. Just
really impressive. There aren't many finishes you get like that anymore.
No.
Where you've never seen them before and they look like they hurt.
Did Corbin always do that head thing? Because he goes like this.
Yeah, that looks like something else. I don't know about you.
Maybe they're chanting dickhead at him.
Maybe.
And he's just going,
to it.
Weird choice to go into the final, though, wasn't it? Two teams that aren't teams.
Yeah. That changed in the... Well, I say that changed in the coming years. Fucking Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne won the damn thing. It was normally...
Broserweights. Is that what they were called?
It was normally served for a storyline rather than anything else.
It's weird seeing as Finn was NXT champion at the time as well. Fucking, this is weird. Nash just staring right into my soul.
And you were saying in...
Look at him, he hasn't... Oh, he looked away. Oh, my God.
You were saying in the last episode just how slowly he does things.
Yeah.
He's just like real slow, too sweet, not really arsed.
It's because he's so cool.
He is. Speaking of cool, Asuka's up.
Oh, yes.
You'd forgotten who she faced initially when we talked about this, didn't you?
Who did I think it was?
I don't know. We didn't know. We were like, we didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
We'd never have guessed Dana Brooke was the answer.
They really big her up as well.
I always have wanted to know how she keeps that mask on her face. There's no string.
But maybe she holds it with her teeth?
Maybe. Because you never see the other side of the mask, do you?
Yeah. Oh. Well, I thought you were going to then.
Nope.
I think I've mentioned this to you before. Asuka is one of, if not my favourite female wrestler ever.
I think that's totally legitimate.
And not only that, she is one of my favourite in WWE.
Oh, yeah.
Like, at the minute. She's so cool.
She's entertaining to watch. She's always good in the ring.
Yeah.
I can't think of a bad match she's had. Oh, I can. One, but it wasn't her fault. It was the fucking Money in the Bank tower match. That wasn't her fault.
Since I've, discovered my love for Asuka, I've gone back and watched her stuff previous to WWE as well. Oh, it's all so good.
Back when she was Kana.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because during that video package, they showed the Titantron where it said Kana. So I think they might have introduced her as such and then changed her name.
I'd imagine so, because they did that with Balor, didn't they? They
introduced him as Devitt.
They signed him as Prince Devitt. And I remember his debut, it flashed up Prince Devitt on the Titantron, and then it faded to Finn Balor.
Yeah, they might have done the same thing with Asuka.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they just showed us. Dana Brooke coming down accompanied by Emma. Remember Emma?
Tennille Dashwood.
Yeah. Was that her name?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
She's an Impact now, isn't she? Oh, it's Asuka's entrance. It's such good entrance music.
One of the coolest themes they've ever done. Good old CFOS.
The crowd don't really know what to do either. They're sort of standing up going,
Yeah. Do you remember the story of what happened with CFOS?
No.
I think they asked for a ridiculous amount to continue making music for them, and WWE just told them where to go.
Nice.
But
I
miss them.
They made this theme.
They made Finn's theme.
Finn's theme is like 3 notes, but it's a banger.
It doesn't matter. It's cool.
It's weird seeing Asuka come out without the mannerisms that she has now. They're almost there.
Yeah.
Because she kind of.
Well, she really overplayed it as the years went on.
Yeah. It's almost like she wants to do it, but isn't confident in it. But maybe that's a cultural thing.
Possibly.
She'd been on the American Indies for a bit. So like wrestling in America wasn't completely new to her.
No, but I mean,
but like that, the little steps and things she does, it's like she's doing it, but it's not as over the top as it would become in a few years.
Yeah, well, maybe she learned that it just got over like naturally, so she's just ramped it up over time.
Well, at this point, Regal was very heavily involved, wasn't he? So he would have watched this and gone, everything you did there,
do more,
times it by 10.
Yeah.
First match, and she's already getting Asuka's going to kill you.
They know. That's why. They know what they've got.
They bigged her up really heavily. See, would this have been better if she'd have just killed Dana Brooke?
No. In hindsight, no. Watching this live, I probably would have agreed with you. In hindsight, I had a Reddit argument about this exact subject.
Okay, right.
I was talking, it was just after Asuka relinquished the title, and some dickhead was complaining, saying, oh, she didn't put anybody over on the way out. What's the point? And I literally pointed out, every match she's had in NXT, it hasn't been a squash. It's been a legitimate contest where there's been near falls and everything.
Like Gunther.
Yeah. So, no.
Yeah, everyone comes out of her match with her looking great.
Precisely. She's done her job, even in winning.
And winning in defeat, almost.
Yeah. Think of, like, the matches she had with, like, Ember Moon, and when she took it off Bayley.
We'll have to watch those.
Oh, we'll get around to
one point.
You fucked up chants from the crowd after Dana slaps Asuka.
Asuka can speak English, can't she?
Yeah. I don't know if she plays up the accent a bit for the effect, but she can speak English.
I started following her YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And watching the videos on it. Not for me.
What is her specialty? Because she specialises in something.
Like food.
Is it food?
Yeah.
I was like, is it food or toys? What is it?
It's food and like games.
I want to go back to an earlier point. And I need your phone for this. I want you to look up some of the CFOS themes to prove my point as to how good they were.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they did the original Undisputed Era theme.
I also play that when I pick up a guitar as well.
Yeah, it's just cool.
Whenever I sound check with my band, I always play it on bass. That do 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 do.
There you go. That's because it's NWO 2.0, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
CFO $sign.
CFO
$sign.
I just realised Asuka's debute's going on, and
we know how this goes.
Tyson Kidd, that was a banger of a theme.
Yeah, Worlds Apart by Sami Zayn.
Sick.
The one he still uses now. Bayley's original theme.
All of Baron Corbin's themes have been bangers, to be fair.
Carmella's theme.
Catch Your Breath, yeah, that was Finn, wasn't it?
Kevin Owens' theme that he still uses now.
Becky Lynch's theme, still uses that.
There you go, Asuka's theme.
Oh, yeah.
Shinsuke's theme.
Oh, they did Glorious.
Glorious.
Yeah, I'm done now. You can't top that.
You can understand why, when their contract was up, they were like, we want all this money, please.
Yeah.
And now we're stuck with fucking Death Rebel.
Glorious might be the greatest wrestling theme.
It's up there.
That flying armbar was so good.
Yeah, it was really cool. Going on to Bobby Roode, though, I believe he didn't want it at first. Yeah. I think he was told about it, and he was like, I don't really see it. And then they just talked more and more about it and really sold him on it. And now look.
It took on a mind of its own, didn't it?
It became more over than he was at a certain point. Oh, Emma trying to get involved. Mind your business, Emma.
This made me laugh. Emma going, leave her alone on the ring. It's a wrestling match.
So Australian as well.
You're literally in a wrestling match. Like,
you should leave them alone, if anything, Emma.
Yeah. You daft bat.
With your half gloves. Do you notice her gloves?
Yeah. They're like, come to about here.
Just over the knuckles.
Are they chanting Asuka City?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying, because of Suplex City.
Yeah.
We were in the peak of that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So there it is, Asuka's first match. That's the match one of what would go on to be
a 500-day plus undefeated streak.
Yeah.
Or she didn't lose until she faced Charlotte at WrestleMania.
It was 900, wasn't it?
Well, she was injured for like a year of that.
Ah, right, okay. At the time, that was great. Looking back on it now, it's a bit underwhelming.
That's because she's just done such good stuff.
Yeah.
Since. It's like what William Regal talks about with a body of work.
It was against Dana Brooke as well, who's not exactly a ring technician, is she? Let's be honest.
But she certainly does the job that she needs to.
I mean, it was perfect first match.
Yeah.
It made me want to watch the match that they tease after this.
Well, Asuka and Emma.
Yeah.
Because Emma was good.
Well, she still is. She was always really underused, I think. But she had that stupid... Was it that? The dance that she had with Santino?
That doesn't.
Or was it that? Well. Yeah, that's it. That was it, wasn't it? Yeah, she debuted on the main roster as like with Santino Marella.
Oh God!
As like a weird fan of his, and they used to dance together.
And then they tried the Emelina thing. Do you remember the Emelina thing?
Yeah.
Like 3 months of promo packages of Emelina is coming. She comes out and goes, "Actually, I'm Emma."
I'm not Emelina. All right.
Cool. Nobody asked.
Emma's like, no.
She looks like she's been told off.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. See, imagine Asuka doing that now, because it'd be all,
the mind games.
Yeah, but it was just staring now. She's kind of doing it, like the fingers are there, and like...
It's just subtle.
Yeah. Still, good match.
Like I said, don't think she's really had a bad match.
No, there's a really ominous promo. Do you remember...
I've got
it. Do you remember who it is?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, in hindsight, it's just one of those things.
It's perfect, isn't it?
It's you.
The really ominous music, and then Nia Jax is coming. Oh, my God. That could be our Queen of the Ring.
Oh, God. Wow. It already could be by this point.
I want it to be. Imagine her doing the Shane McMahon Best in the World thing. Oh, it's perfect.
She would face Bayley, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Well, Bayley or Becky? Two good options.
Becky.
Surely. Oh, well, they've got history, so that makes more sense.
Yeah, they do.
But we don't know yet.
No.
That's the beauty.
Yeah.
There she is, stomping in the ring and grabbing those ropes and grabbing her own hand.
That's The Rock's cousin.
Yeah. I remember she said in an interview that she said that to somebody in the WWE and they just didn't believe her. I think like she is Samoan and like they were just like, you just saying that because you're Samoan, like everybody's The Rock's cousin. She's like, no, I'm The Rock's cousin. Oh my God, it's Tyler.
Tyler Breeze. What a great gimmick.
Why not? So what have you got for me, Hunter? You know Zoolander?
That.
You could be that.
So that the whole entrance.
Yeah, can I carry a selfie stick to the ring?
And can
while
you make
the video is on Titantron? Of course you can.
Can you make the selfie stick furry? Yes, we can.
Son of a bitch. I'm in.
So I spent this whole entrance going, he really looks like someone, and I can't put my finger on it. And no, it's not Ben Stiller. And I'm going to give you the entrance to think about it, and then I think you're going to be in the same boat as me.
Is it that one man from Southpaw Regional Wrestling?
No.
Oh.
No,
I can't see it. Whatever it is.
You've seen Ted Lasso.
Oh my God.
Does he look like
my God, he looks like Jamie Tart. It helps that they're pulling the exact same face.
Yeah,
and the gimmick is Jamie Tart. It's just not football. Oh, amazing.
Tyler Breeze didn't really get a chance to do.
That's a weird thing about the Full Sail Arena. They've got like a screen facing downwards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the screen above the ring, it's just a screen. So it will display whatever they want it to. And it was just displaying Breeze's selfie stick.
Look at Apollo nearly knocks the Dusty Cup over coming out.
He's got so much energy, Apollo Crews. That's the problem.
It's because of this theme, man. It's so good.
Steve Voss.
Oh, it's great. Weird smoke pyro as well.
Yeah, I think they were really high on him. I mean, he looks really good and he's really athletic.
I remember seeing him in like YouTube videos when he was still Wuhan Nation.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I remember him doing like the gorilla press into the moonsault, and I was like, gee, who is this guy? That shouldn't be possible.
Yeah, I definitely remember seeing him in NXT, and I was like, right, get that man on the main roster and give him a title now. But he's got the charisma vacuum problem.
Yeah.
He's got everything except that, which is arguably the most important part.
Yeah, they've done heel and face, and it's just...
Yeah, you remember the Nigerian drum fight?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's when he was doing the Black Panther thing.
Yeah, he was feuding with Big E.
Was it against Big E?
Mm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was for the IC title, I believe. What a weird time.
Yeah. Did he hold the IC title?
Yeah, he did.
Fair enough.
I think he was one of the first to have the ugly one that they have now.
Oof.
I will say both mid-card titles in WWE's main roster. I hate them. I hate them both.
In the US?
Yeah, I hate the design of the US one.
What is the US one at the minute? I can't think.
So it's like that diamond shape where it just says champion along the bottom.
Oh.
And the United States on the top.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Get rid of it.
Although someone did point out that if you look at the Raw and SmackDown bouts side by side, it's pretty much circles versus diamonds.
And then what, like spades?
Yeah. The only thing that doesn't fit is the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
You can make the ladies want a heart, and then you got the whole set.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then the
Clubs.
speed one can be the Joker. I don't know.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
It might as well be the way they're treating it.
Hey! Tyler, of course he was on the main roster. I was just going to say, did he ever make it to the main roster?
Mate.
Yeah.
Fashion Police.
Fashion Police was so good.
He's good because that's what their thing was. They were just funny.
Yeah. Him and Fandango. I remember when I was completely sold on Fandango. I think it was the Rumble, and I can't remember what year it was. But he got thrown to the outside, and he held onto the ropes, and he just did his dance like across the ring, and someone just fucking smashed it. I was like, you got to live the gimmick, and he absolutely did.
Are there any Fashion Police moments you remember specifically?
No.
So the two that spring to mind, one was in a match. Do you remember Tyler Breeze dressing up as the janitor?
Yeah.
That's one that always springs to mind. And the other one
is sorry to interrupt you. Schoolboys him to the outside.
Yeah,
What?
That's gotta fucking hurt.
What?
Tyler doing what he has to do, I guess.
Yeah, I remember him coming up with a mop, didn't he?
Yeah, and then the only other thing, there was one joke in one of the Fashion Files backstage segments where they're feuding with the Usos, and they're cops, and the joke is they're looking at pictures of the Usos, and one of them goes, "That's jaywalking." The other one goes, "That's Jimmy walking."
That's Christopher walking.
Great joke.
Oh,
What a joke. It's stuff like that that makes me really want more of Southpaw Regional Wrestling.
That back bump into the ring.
That's a screen,
Yeah.
by the way. There's no apron there.
Just
That's
bounces.
on screen.
Look at that.
Yeet right onto the corner.
The fact that like nothing moves, it just makes it look horrible.
It's a good job that Apollo Crews' back is like just all muscle.
Big thick
There's
back.
plenty of padding to hold him up.
See, this is where I've really noticed the commentary team start arguing to the point where they it's not like banter like you got with others. It's like they're literally having a full.
Yeah,
it's like shut up, you stupid fuck.
Or because they're talking about Breeze's tactics.
Yeah, but it happens throughout like the whole show. It's like it's too much.
Yeah.
In a way, it's like they should have like a friendly sort of banter. But like Saxon will say something, and then Corey will go, "You fucking idiot."
Corey's always done that with Byron Saxton, though. "Shut up, Byron," I believe was a T-shirt he had.
See, that's fine because that's like sort of like the playful thing. But it genuinely sounds like there's malice in his voice.
If you look at some of the main roster conversations they had, you would be remiss to think that Corey hated Byron legitimately.
Oh, that's a hell of a backbreaker he does.
They're like a lumbar check kind of thing.
Yeah, but he like does it from the side.
Tyler, you mad bastard.
What was the lumbar check again?
It was like a back suplex into that.
That's it.
Into a backbreaker. Good old Cedric Alexander.
I remember in the original Ring of Honor, Ciampa's finisher was called Project Ciampa.
It was very similar.
It was a power bomb into the double knees.
He does do that from time to time.
I'm surprised his knees hold up.
I'm surprised his neck holds up.
Yeah. Sharpshooter. That's weird.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Dusty?
Even the crowd are like, oh?
Did Dusty ever use the sharpshooter?
Did Dusty use the sharpshooter? No.
I don't know.
He's not Canadian.
Neither Cesaro. Didn't stop him.
He was in a tag team with Tyson Kidd.
Yeah?
So he uses it as a tribute to him.
Just because you're in a tag team who's married to someone who's in the family that uses it.
Well, you could argue that he learned the sharpshooter in the Heart Dungeon, which is where you should. He learned it off.
It's the best place to
learn
it.
Yeah. I'll give you a sharpshooter in a minute.
Well, as we know from the Royal Rumble, though, it's not a sharpshooter. It's an inverted figure 4 leg lock.
Oh, behave yourself.
Fucking Tony Schiavone. Making up moves.
All of his moves seem like unnecessarily athletic.
Yeah.
Like, he just jumps really high for the clothesline.
You've got to play to your strength.
It's like, I mean, he's a big guy anyway. He could just launch himself into a clothesline.
If I was his size and I could do a standing moonsault, you think I'm not doing a match without a standing moonsault? I'm fucking doing it.
Yeah, when your knees start saying fuck off, though, I'd probably stop doing it then.
He's got time. He's still young. Don't know what he's doing now.
Cruz?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you if he's still employed or not.
I don't think he is. Oh, actually, I'll tell a lie. I think he did do NXT recently.
I'm not sure.
Curious.
Answers on a postcard. Postcard's still a thing?
No, of course not. But it's a nice 90s callback.
It always seemed really weird writing stuff on the postman could just pick it up and go, Sam.
Got to Barbados, have you? Fuck up.
What? Miss your wife? That's the insecurity, isn't it? That sounds like a gunshot. That goes off. The crowd are sort of like getting a bit quiet at that point. And Apollo Crews just hits a kick that goes. It's like, oh my God.
How warm do you think Tyler Breeze's calves are right now?
Yeah.
With your fluffy leggings.
Pretty warm. Pretty.
I wouldn't want to wrestle in that.
Oh, he's back.
Oh.
That kick, the supermodel kick. Not only does he do it so well, because he just sort of goes.
Yeah. Even that kick out was overly explosive from Apollo Crews.
Yeah. Play to your strengths. Yeah, look at this kick. So good.
Ooh.
Such a good name as well.
Supermodel kick. Yeah, beautiful. A nice Jericho drop kick.
He does a lot of Jericho moves in this.
I mean, you could see why he gets the influence based on the way he looks and the way he acts.
Yeah. Jericho never did a supermodel gimmick, did he?
No, I don't think so.
I could kind of see it.
Yeah, he always kind of looked like one. That was the thing. Let's not forget what he did with his hair. He had it in on the top. And then the rest down. Like an 8-year-old.
How was he able to get him up?
Look at the size of his arms. Shut up, Byron.
You fucking prick.
Explosive kick out from Crews from the small package. Wonder if Apollo Crews has ever kicked out of anything normally.
It's something 1, 2.
Oh, ran straight into a big foot.
Yeah, he didn't jump 2 foot in the air though, did he?
No.
Was this always his finisher? I don't really like it.
You know what, a back suplex into a powerbomb. It kind of loses its momentum, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was always his finisher, to be honest. It could have been.
Don't even know his finisher now. Probably hasn't done it in a while.
We haven't seen him in a while, that's the problem.
It would involve winning a match.
But yeah, Crews wins via the suplex powerbomb combo thing.
I think they call it a delayed spinning powerbomb.
Where's the delay?
Because he holds them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
Why is his leg shaking so violently?
Because he's using all of his strength.
Even his leg is so explosive. Maybe that's the energy in him. Like, release it!
You and I have been to the gym before. When you do a tough leg day, that's just what happens.
Yeah, true.
This pay-per-view's just over 2 hours long, and they've had to stretch for time by showing replays.
Yeah, you could have got another match in this, couldn't you?
Because there's 6 matches, which is a lot for a takeover.
You already know one of them's going to be half an hour long.
Yeah.
So you can plan around that. I don't know. I've never booked a wrestling event. So how long was this after Dusty had passed?
Not very long at all, I don't think.
Because
weeks.
Dusty passed when Cody was still doing Stardust, wasn't he?
Well, I don't know.
But I think he was, because I remember thinking it was a golden opportunity to bring Cody back as Cody Rhodes. Also, they mentioned Brandy Rhodes.
Yeah. Who the fuck told her it was open mic night?
Bitch. This is what she's called Eden Styles in this. But
yeah.
Corey straight up just says, "Oh, that's the wife of Cody Rhodes."
But they didn't say Brandy Rhodes. As long as they didn't say Brandy Rhodes, then it kind of makes sense.
I can't remember. That's Cody's sexy wife.
Cool.
Where's your sexy wife? That's just so good. It's a dead serious promo. Where's your sexy wife?
Wasn't it in ROH?
Yeah.
It was.
I hate to see him go. Oh,
I've got to trust wrestling fans to make it all about themselves.
Like the rubber chicken at WrestleMania.
Yes, all those two massive faces at WrestleMania.
One of them looked like my mate Ruben.
Yeah, exactly. I think I said that when we watched it.
Yeah. Ruben?
Cracky?
This kid here fucking vibing to Joe's theme. He's like, fucking kill him, Joe. I'm 6 years old and I'm going to kill him primary school tomorrow.
Wait till I get on the jungle gym.
There's another guy in a Bailey top of all tops going... Just raising the roof.
I'm sure it's not a green shirt guy.
Oh,
Before the green shirt.
it could be. I like the way he walks out, not selling the knee. Then he walks a bit and then goes, ooh.
Ooh, little twinge of the knee.
Oh yeah, it does. He's got his belt back.
And he's wearing a shirt. Didn't have to wear the shirt. He's just wearing his shirt.
Was he wearing that black arm
Yeah,
thing?
that's underneath the shirt. It's weird.
Yeah, he always wears that, to be fair.
But the problem is, because it's all black, it looks like he's wearing like a shirt that's like half long sleeve and half short sleeve.
Yeah, it's weird. I get...
So no arms up.
Yeah.
He's taking it dead seriously because he's so hurt that he doesn't put his arms up for his entrance music.
To go back to what you said,
Yeah.
I sometimes get mistaken for wearing a long sleeve and
sleeve because you've got a blacked out
my
arm.
arm is like black. But there's a bit of pattern in there, so if you look at it from far away, it looks...
Yeah, but because it's over your hands, I think that kind of gives the game away a little bit.
It's only if I wear a black t-shirt.
Because when I first saw it, I forgot where his injury was because I was like, oh, he's wearing a compression shirt. And I'm like, well, no, he's not. It's his fucking knee.
Yeah, it's to restrict the blood going into his arm.
So it more goes to the knee.
Yeah.
That's what a compression shirt does, right?
Speaking of compression shirts, Baron Corbin needs one. He's got a really... This was like sad belly button Corbin, wasn't it?
He's always been sad belly button, but it was when he joined the main roster, I think Vince just hated it. And he was like, cover that up, pal.
Yeah, I think he was pretty self-conscious about it, Corbin.
I had no problem with it.
No, I don't think he should be. I really like Corbin, just based on his look.
So, little bit of trivia for you. Do you remember when Corbin's first main roster match was?
The armbar.
It was the armbar at WrestleMania 32.
He won it, didn't he?
He won it.
Yeah. That was banked up there. Bit of useless trivia that...
Sasha banked up there.
Get out. Here's where they start arguing again, because Byron says, we've not discussed, but whoever wins has to win 2 matches. And Corey basically goes, what the fuck are you talking about?
You prick.
You're a prick. You fucking moron. You pipsqueak.
That was your job, Byron, you fuckhead. You're a fuckhead.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Look at the size difference between Finn and Corbin.
Well, so why was Finn doing that weird thing with his hands? He's like, oh, yeah.
He's trying to get the upper hand, despite the fact he's like 100 pounds lighter and a foot shorter.
Yeah, he's not the biggest guy in the world, and he's not the tallest guy in the world.
He's like 5'8" and 190 pounds.
But he's all muscle.
It's all ab.
And how big's Corbin? Corbin's
6'4" and 280.
Oh, he's bigger than that. Height-wise, I think he's bigger.
Oh, yeah, I think he was taller than Norton, so yeah, 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, he's that weird height where he's...
Not a giant, but yeah bigger than everyone else. Which is weird, because since he shaved his head and took on these other gimmicks, he doesn't feel as big.
No.
It's bizarre.
I'd really like to see a legit fight between him and Joe.
Because they're both real fucking strong.
No, Corbin's pretty legit. Like, legit tough. He's like a Golden Gloves champion.
Oh, okay. I know he was a failed football player.
Yeah. And then Joe, I'm not sure how legit Samoa Joe is in real life. I know he comes across like someone who's could handle himself.
Oh, yeah.
And I know he does a lot of jiu-jitsu and Thai and stuff. But I reckon it'd be quite interesting to see them fight in real life.
Well, I think we've discussed it previously in terms of the brawl-in incident, because he was cool as a fucking cucumber when that happened. He was just trying to break it up. So
Yeah.
He's not one to shy away from a fight, and he knows how to handle himself.
But yeah, hearing like knowing Corbin is is legit pretty tough and has won like actual fights.
Yeah.
Everyone that goes in the ring with him says he's as light as a feather.
Yeah, he's known as being like the safest worker.
He's one of the few people as well that stood up to Vince about concussions, didn't he?
Right.
Where there was a big meeting about it, and he was proper arguing his case and said, no, they need to be taken more seriously. So that might play into why he is so safe. Like, that's why he looks after everyone so much. That could play into his
football background as well, because that's a big thing in the NFL. Was Rhino ever the type to do rest holds? I feel like he wasn't.
No, it might be a WWE Rhino thing.
Yeah, particularly around this time. Because he's really starting to, I say, wrap things up. Isn't he still going?
I'm pretty sure he's in TNA.
Yeah, I think he's still wrestling in TNA.
Someone like Rhino, there's always value in a Rhino on a roster.
All he needs to do is turn up, do a gore, and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone that can work with anyone as well. You can put him in any situation.
Yeah, that's true.
Like mid-card, like lower card, even upper mid, you can slot him in.
And he's pretty much done it all.
Yeah. Depending on what company, you could argue that you could stick him in main event because he was the last ECW champion. Like, he does have proper credentials to his name.
I think that would depend on the company. Like, he's not going to be main eventing in WWE.
No. You could stick him in a TNA, I reckon, or an MLW, or somewhere like that.
A TNA championship match, yeah.
I think he won it.
Sounds about right.
Did he? Did he win it?
Well, I think he jumped over with Heath Slater, and he's been there since. He might have had an appearance or two in AEW. I feel like he's appeared.
Oh, I don't know about
that. But if that's the case, he might fit the top 5.
New Japan.
No, New Japan wasn't in the top 5. Big 5 American companies.
Oh, right, yeah. What?
ECW.
WCW.
He must have been in WCW.
I don't think he... Oh, he might.
Ooh. WWE, obviously. TNA, obviously. And then AEW.
I don't know if he's been in AEW, you know. I'm going to look this up.
For those of you who haven't listened to our previous episodes, we have this big thing where we want to find a list of all the people that have appeared in the 5 biggest wrestling companies in America, being ECW, WCW, WWE, TNA, and AEW. We have only ever found 2, and that is Christopher Daniels and Rob Van Dam. And we're on the hunt for more.
Raven... To a point.
Yes, I'm talking matches.
Yeah.
Though. That's a weird sticking point we have. I only count it if they've had matches in all 5 companies.
Isn't Gangrel in that list as well? We've been through this.
Gangrel hasn't had a match. He's appeared in AEW, I'm pretty sure. Check his cage match. That'd be the easiest way.
Rhino did have a match with WCW.
It's just AEW then.
God, his career's so long.
Return to TNA, yep.
Heath Slater into parts.
Bear with us, everyone. Second return to Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, that's where he is at the minute. Yeah, no way.
You'd have to check his cage match to see if he's actually had a match.
Okay.
I think.
Also, Finn just vaults into the ring
like there's that's a hell of a jump.
Like there's nothing wrong with his knee.
He just Rhino in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, because TNA have an interesting relationship with AEW, don't they? So.
Yeah, you were right.
Not yet.
No, I didn't think he did.
Yeah, that's all he's missing.
Freaking GCW. JCW, is that still a thing?
Yeah, it must be.
Fucking hell.
Oh, is that the Juggalo thing?
Yeah, Insane Clown Posse.
Fuck that.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, if he ever turns up in AEW for one match, then he fits the 5, but that's all he's missing. I could see Tony bringing him into the fold.
Yeah. I think he's probably be happy for the money at this late in his career, I think.
That's true. Obviously, Jerry Lynn's there, so...
Well, Van Dam's.
Yeah, well, Van Dam's very good friends with Lynn, isn't he? I don't know how close Rhino is with Lynn, but they work together.
Did they?
They must have done.
Rhino was quite late into ECW's lifespan.
When did Lynn leave?
I don't know if Lynn was there at the end. Because he jumped to WWE. Oh, I don't know. My timeline's gone skewy.
Oh, dear.
Oh, that kick.
Very stiff. Balor's very good at making it look good, isn't he?
Yeah. A deep 6 again.
But not enough to put Balor away.
I don't think that's ever won a match, deep 6.
No, it just looks really cool.
It's never won a match, but it's one of those moves that looks so good, it feels like it should win a match. It's like Sami Zayn's Blue Thunder Bomb.
It's never finished a match.
Whenever he does it, the crowd always go, oh! Oh, fuck that punch as well.
From Corbin?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Oh, man. It just looks horrible. Considering people say he's light as a feather. Look at that.
He just always makes it look good. That's what it is.
Oh, it's madness. Also, how can taking the end of days be light as a feather? Maybe as a one-time thing, I could see it.
Like a special WrestleMania entrance or something.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Not a full-time thing.
Well, we speculated that she might have done it this year at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
When she faced Io.
Or at least had
a bruise and a break.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Joe's in. Another big foot from Joe. This is exactly the same match.
Yeah.
From the Finn and Joe side of things.
STO, yeah, there we go. I didn't even notice first time.
STO, just call that the ST Joe.
I think he calls the one in the corner the ST Joe.
No, it's a Uranagi. He gets gored for his trouble, though.
Yes.
I'm glad Joe didn't kick out.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. When it happened, I was like, if Joe kicks out of this, I'm going to be quite upset. I'm glad Finn broke up the pin. The moment's gone because we were looking stuff up, but I've literally, I've written here, don't jump, you've broken your knee. You daft Finn.
Well, you could say it for the ending, couldn't you?
Yeah. But he's running around like there's nothing wrong with him.
I know. It's because he's got the heart of a champion.
Shut up, Byron. Prick.
I don't have the energy to do it. Kicks him right in the face out of the spin.
I did not expect there to be a muscle buster in this match either.
Yeah.
Considering the size of the two blokes on the other side.
And out of the two of them,
Rhino.
I don't know how they do the coup de grace and not like...
He rolls backwards. So most of I think his feet kind of skim off the stomach as they hit and he rolls backwards. Like, obviously, it still fucking hurts.
Yeah.
You're taking 2 feet to the sternum.
I shown you that video of Sanjay Dutt doing it, didn't I?
Yeah.
But he does it off a moonsault. And he did it off someone in TNA. He just lands standing on their chest. And it's like, oh.
Well, I think it's because, Dutt is lighter than Finn.
Yeah, Dutt was pretty small, wasn't he? But still, I wouldn't want to take that.
No, thank you. And I was waiting for Joe to turn.
No.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't Dusty, I think. That's what made the difference, is the fact that it was Dusty.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because it seems like that kind of moment, it seems a bit hammy, and they're like, oh, well done, random teammate who's also the champion of the belt that I want. But
it doesn't happen.
Yeah, not if it's honouring Dusty Baby.
Get that trophy, Daddy. And then we've got the Rhodes Sisters in the ring, Dustin and Cody, and some other people who I don't know.
That was Dusty's wife.
Right.
I think, is that Cody's mum?
Could be.
I didn't see who the other person was. I don't know, is that Cody's sister, maybe? Cody's cadence is really weird when he talks, isn't he?
Yeah.
He, starts the next sentence and then stops. And it's kind of like I did there when I was trying to think.
I thought you were doing it deliberately.
Yeah, no, I should have done.
Do you think he watched a lot of Star Trek?
I think he watched a lot of Christopher Walken.
That's very William Shatner.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Well, he was doing Stardust.
Yeah, there you go.
Is he starting to go grey there as well?
I don't know.
I wonder if he bleached his hair.
Maybe that's all the face paint, because it looks like he sprays his face like fucking Nicholas Hoult in Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, he's got a polka dot badge on his lapel. Yeah. That's really cool. I didn't notice that.
And the woman behind him has as well.
They're both pulling the same gurning face as well.
Yeah.
Also, this bit made me laugh. Finn, just in a match, sweaty as anything, just puts his arm round Dusty's wife. She's like, oh, sweaty arm and this sweaty man.
I'm sure she's used to it.
But God, he's handsome.
He's sweating all over me, but he's just so cute.
He is cute, isn't he, Finn? I'd say he's cute.
With your tiny pants. What are you doing, Finn?
Do they hold that trophy up?
I think so.
How do they take it home?
I have some bad news for you, Jack. They don't.
What?
Why would they?
Because they won it.
You think they lived together?
That's what I mean.
Do you think they cut it in half and took home a boot each? It stayed in the WWE Performance Center. Got to have done. It's got to be in their big pile of shit that they've got in the Performance Center at Stamford.
So who did Joe take it with him to AEW?
No.
Or I'll have one of these boots.
I will also remind you that it's a recurring tournament. They're not still the Dusty Classic champions. I don't know who is, but it's not them. Is it Mello and Trick?
Yep.
Could be Mello.
No idea. Absolutely no idea.
I'm not looking it up. Cheeky little too sweet from Finn.
How's your knee now, Finn? Kneeling down in front of the trophy. Kneeling down.
There we see a bunch of the women who are front and centre. Lita, Charlotte, Becky, and Steph.
Did you notice this? They start chanting women's wrestling, and somehow Becky is out of key.
Well, she has said on many occasions that she just cannot sing for the life of her.
It's so funny. Like, everyone's like doing it. She's like, women's wrestling. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
She's singing.
And they say all of their names apart from Lita as well.
Did they not say Lita?
No.
They did when I watched it the first time.
It's crap.
Crazy. I have to say, I remember this video package being better than it actually is. I don't know if it's because the Brooklyn one might be the better one of the two.
Yeah.
So you can see it's been a few weeks because of Bailey's headband has got the polka dots on. So it's been maybe a month or so because they would have had time to set up the tournament and then actually have the tournament.
Oh, yeah, because they would have had to have done all the preliminary matches, yeah.
Do you ever feel comfortable looking at that belt anymore?
Which one was that, sorry?
The NXT Women's Championship. The original design.
What was the original design? I didn't see it.
It's not the design itself. It's what was done with it.
Oh.
Does it feel right looking at it?
I completely forgot about all that.
Yeah.
Well, now I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
Now it's tainted for me.
Literally. Especially since I'm pretty sure multiple people have kissed it.
Yeah. Yeah, this promo package.
It's underwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah, it goes up a bit, doesn't it?
I like to think that NXT were doing that with their production team as well. Where there was a bunch of people kind of learning. I miss William Regal's announcements. I really miss it. Everyone associates him just with the word War Games.
Yeah.
But he would just always do this for those big moments to push the boundaries of what was possible.
I don't know why they didn't call it an Iron Woman match.
I think because it was the first one, they just didn't quite make the distinction. Plus, we're still in the middle of the women's revolution.
Yeah.
Like, there were a lot of firsts in the next few years. Like, you had the first, like, Hell in a Cell, the first ladder match, first Money in the Bank match. There was a lot of that stuff.
Some matches just don't work as women's matches, I don't think.
Like?
With tables?
I think, yeah, that's a tricky one.
Like, it was the Hell in a Cell, wasn't it? Where it was Sasha and...
I know it was Sasha. I don't know who the other competitor was.
Was it Charlotte, maybe?
Possibly.
And they tried to go for table bumps, and just the table just would not break. And it's because they don't weigh as much as the guys.
No, that's the problem.
And you can't have female tables, because that means thinning out the tables or making them smaller, and it wouldn't look as impactful. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I think you could hide that well.
Yeah.
But all that's going to happen is a bloke's going to get thrown through the women's one, and it's going to fucking splinter. And it's going to look more impressive, but
it'll just disappear.
Yeah. The one criticism I will have for Sasha Banks is that those sunglasses have never been cool.
Are they the ones with
Never ever. Yeah, so they don't even protect you from the sun. Snoop Dogg's cousin right there.
That theme gets stuck in my head though.
It's good, isn't it?
It's so good.
Good old CFOS.
It's so catchy. This made me laugh as well. Like the ominous music when
they did that for years.
When Bailey's walking out, but it's just the transition into a theme. So good. Oh, her old theme was an absolute banger. I'm just gonna say it.
Her new one's still pretty good, but it's typical Death Rebel fucking theme. I did not notice until they pointed out on commentary that she's wearing Iron Man gear.
Yeah. Because it's an Iron Man match. Yeah.
Didn't get it.
Oh, for God's sake.
I felt stupid.
As soon as she turned around in the cape and it was red and gold, I was like, oh, it's Iron Man.
Yeah, didn't do that. I always associate like Marvel attire with your other favorite wrestler of all time, and Johnny Gargano. He always at takeovers wore Marvel themed gear.
I didn't even notice.
If we ever see a takeover with him in it, you'll notice.
Can't wait.
You're gonna have to.
Who is this girl here? Izzy. Who's Izzy?
So Izzy was like a Bayley super fan who sort of got over as a fan.
Right. Okay.
So she was sort of like synonymous with Bayley because she was like her biggest fan.
Right. Because she sort of factors into the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe she also factored into the match in Brooklyn.
Right.
Sasha, I think, only attacks Bayley in this match. I think like she went after Izzy and started taunting her to her face in the Brooklyn match. Like maybe even grabbed her sign and ripped it. And I like to think that there was a meeting beforehand where they only informed her parents.
Yeah.
Like, right, Sasha's going to come out here and she's going to do all this stuff. Don't tell your daughter.
Especially in this, because the camera cuts to her and she is bawling.
Yeah.
Like bawling her eyes out. And I've even got in my notes, Jesus Christ.
It's real to her, damn it.
Yeah. You know, have we ever spoke about like win and loss face?
No.
Like when someone...
I know what you mean.
Yeah, Sasha's got proper lose face
like
on.
She just knows like it should be me.
Yeah.
It's not me and I hate it.
Yeah, I without going into too much, when it's the end of the match, she's got proper like sour face about it. She's like, that should be me in there.
Yeah.
That should be me. It's like, get over yourself. You're not as good as you think you are. All right, okay. I've got to separate the artist from the art. Because this is a good match.
Yeah, you're right. Fucking bitch.
Heart.
No, I think, in defense of what you just said, though, I think it plays into what happened at Brooklyn, because they're showing the video package that like the 4 horsewomen are all celebrating in the ring together. Even Sasha's celebrating with Bayley, despite the fact she's just lost. And then she points out afterwards that that's not going to happen anymore. So I think that might be what that's alluding to.
Right.
Like, it should be me in there, but it's not. It's a kayfabe. I should be in there. I will say this at the opening of the match: that half an hour flew by.
Yeah,
it was weird. I've never known a half-hour match feel so short.
I mean, it takes them a couple of minutes to get into it. I think they really soak in the atmosphere because there's a lot of different chants going on, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Like women's wrestling, they chant
main event.
They
just chanted.
Even though Jey Uso's not in this, but that's fine.
True.
What was he doing at this point? Probably still.
He was champion, I think.
Probably Jay walking. Right.
Hey. I think this might be during New Day's really long title reign. So they're probably dealing with the New Day a lot.
So either Bayley is doing some incredible character work here, or she is legit really nervous to start the match.
I think it's character work. Because like Sasha looks furious.
She's doing that thing. She did it in the Mania match with Bianca, where the crowd are chanting, and she's like fucking mad dogging it. But she's trying not to smile because the crowd are like chanting, "You deserve it." And
yeah. However, with the Bianca example, Bianca's the complete opposite. She can't hold it together.
Yeah, she starts
She's just crying.
Yeah. And Sasha at that point, I remember you can see the moment where she stops absorbing the crowd and she's like, right, game time. And she looks at Bianca and like, it's almost like right, we're fucking doing it now. And that's obviously the experience coming out. So there's an NXT chant.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest here. If either of us were in a match at WrestleMania of that magnitude, yeah, it'd probably get the better of us for a minute.
Well, yeah, not just that. That match had other things for it as well.
The people of color main event thing.
Yeah, the first time 2 people of color had main evented, and it was the first female.
It was a second.
Purely
after the triple threat.
Right. Yeah. So it had some.
Yeah.
Like it was a
ground.
Yeah, it was a really historic moment.
I don't know what other barriers there are anymore for them to have.
Women.
Yeah.
WWE had an all women's.
Yeah, Evolution in Australia. Of
course, yeah.
That happened. The only thing I think is that the main roster does not have a mid-card title.
Yeah. That is the roster big enough?
I'd say so. They've got a tag team division.
Yeah, kind of.
Enough.
Yeah. I mean, look what it did for Jade Cargill in AEW.
There you go.
So it could work.
But they don't have tag belts.
You could have like a workhorse female belt, like when people consider the IC like the workhorse belt.
Mm-hmm.
You could have a female version of that. Like,
I mean, NXT is just introducing the North American Championship now.
Yeah, true.
So it's definitely possible. But as I've said before, the NXT women's roster is just stacked with people. While Sasha's got this rest hold on, let's delve a little deeper into that. Let's say there was one mid-card championship for the women in on the main roster. Who would you want to be the first champion? I have an answer.
Right now?
Yeah.
There's an obvious one, and then there's a fun one.
Well, there's enough people where we could have completely different answers on both sides. But I've got one in mind.
I think we got the same.
We'll see.
Is it Jade Cargill?
No, it's not.
Okay, right.
That's funny, though. I didn't think of that. I was thinking Tiffany.
Tiffany was my second one, yeah.
I think Tiffany would be the right person to do it.
I mean, yeah, Jade would be the...
Yeah, but that feels a bit pointed.
Or maybe you could give it to Bianca first.
Possibly.
And then Jade takes it off Bianca.
Yeah. Because one of them's going to turn, and it ain't going to be Bianca, I don't think. I don't think she could be a heel.
Yeah, Jade works so much better as a heel.
Definitely. She talks shit better than Bianca does.
She could be like a female Gunther.
She could. I don't see it happening.
They haven't got like a female Gunther really, have they?
Nope.
Someone, and what I mean by that is someone that puts on like phenomenal matches, but also just doesn't lose.
Well, there isn't anyone with an undefeated streak at the moment, I don't think.
I mean, Asuka was probably the closest.
Yeah, Jade would have had it, but she was put in Queen of the Ring. They could have kept her out of it.
Yeah, it was a weird choice, wasn't it? Considering she's not going to win the whole thing.
However, she did lose by DQ. I'm pretty sure. If memory serves. She lost to Nia via DQ. But technically, she hasn't lost.
That was like Gunther.
With
Gable, yeah. Or Strowman. Didn't Sin Cara beat Braun Strowman?
I think so.
By DQ or something.
Yeah, that sounds right. And then it's like the table spot with Cody and Big Show as well.
Oh, where Show stepped through it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sasha.
That was horrible.
Sasha just loves spiking herself on her bloody head, doesn't she?
It shows it a few times as well, and it gets worse the more you look at it.
They try and sell it like it's the neck and shoulder. She lands on her head.
Yeah, right on her head, and then you see her head like turn.
Yeah, neck and shoulders aren't really part of the equation.
Oh man.
She lands on her head.
She's lucky that there's not a lot of her. Because I mean, obviously, if you land on your head, it's gonna hurt. But if you don't weigh as much, there's not enough body weight coming down on you. Like if you're a Braun Strowman, for example, and you land on your head, that's like 300 pounds.
Big E's the prime example, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I didn't even think of that. Also, Sasha going for old school.
No, arm drag.
No, yeah,
not quite.
That's fine. But yeah, Big E, prime example. Absolutely huge human being. Landed on his head. Hasn't wrestled since.
Yep.
And probably won't again.
No, I doubt it. Which is a massive shame. But he's such a good talker that they'll find a place for him.
He'd be a good ambassador.
Yeah.
For WWE, I think.
They could put him on commentary.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear Big E on commentary.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Exactly.
Or as like a comedy sort of general manager type.
Yeah, even that.
Because he's still big enough and imposing enough that he could turn up the intimidation, maybe.
I think there's a good reason.
Oh, here's the replay again.
It's straight on her head. No question about it. No, I think there's a good reason they haven't brought Big E out at a live show. He was at the Hall of Fame. I think that's the only time he's been seen outside of interviews or pre-shows or something like that. The first time he's been out in front of an audience. Because I think it would give people hope.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't even managed the New Day, which is something they could feasibly do.
I thought that it was going to happen at Mania.
Yeah, I thought it was.
If he came out and went, "Oh, WrestleMania!"
Wouldn't that just get a hell of a pop?
Yeah. I hope my voice doing that.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it.
I was trying to stifle it a bit.
Get that fry going.
Yeah.
Get all that going.
I can't. Contrary to what I look like, I can't do that.
Yeah. Whereas I can. It took a lot of practice though to get it. Sometimes the vocal cords just don't do what you want them to do.
Yeah. There hasn't been a fall yet, has there? We've
Not
been
yet.
sort of distracted a little bit.
Too busy talking about Sasha dropping herself on her bastard head. So, for context, would you like to hazard a guess as to how old Sasha is at this pay-per-view?
When is this? 2017?
2015.
2015. 22.
You're pretty much dead on. I think she's 23.
Jesus Christ. And how old's Bailey?
I don't know how old Bailey is in comparison to Sasha. The only reason I know is because Sasha's like 3 months older than me.
That's depressing, isn't it?
Yep.
I know that I'm the same age as Becky Lynch.
Yep.
That's what I've been doing with my life.
And who was the other one? Because we said it in the last episode. Because I'm as old as Osprey. Who are you as old as? I can't remember now.
Yeah.
Fuck. I know I said it in the last episode.
Let's not think. Spend too long dwelling on that.
Yeah.
I have the same birthday as Natalia.
And Eric Bischoff.
And Eric Bischoff, yeah. And Christopher Lee.
That's quite a group of people.
Sir Christopher Lee. And Vincent Price. And Cilla Black.
2 horror legends.
Yeah.
And Vincent Price.
I was going to try and do a Cilla quote then, but I've gone...
All right, Chucky Egg. That's all I've got. That's all I remember. Watching fucking Surprise.
There we go.
Sasha's got a fall.
First fall. What's your name and where'd you come from? There we go. For some reason, I had blankety blank in my head. But that wasn't Cilla, was
blankety
it?
blank, didn't she?
Did she?
I don't know. I remember Lily Savage.
Yeah, I was
Not because they're both Scousers.
I was going to say. Blankety blank, blankety blank. I've got a vinyl downstairs that is Matt Berry doing covers of 70s TV show themes.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
It's got blankety blank on it. Oh, it's great. Anyway, this first fall's just happened.
Yes, the Headlock Talkover podcast. We like wrestling, and we talk about wrestling.
And we talk about Matt Berry.
Yeah, we waffle to avoid talking about wrestling.
I was trying to work out what they were chanting there, but I think they were just going,
They might have been counting. That's the only thing I can think they were doing.
Oh, that sounds plausible.
Saying numbers. The fucking witch in the audience.
It's Isla Dawn. What pay-per-view was it where it was Melina that was screaming, wasn't it?
Yeah, the whole time. Impressive that she could do that.
Yeah, that's the most impressive thing about Melina.
Behave yourself.
Well, they're doing the splits into the rings really impressive. Yeah.
No, I didn't see it live. I told you that story. When I saw the house show.
No?
And so the house show I saw that I talked about, I think in our first ever episode, actually, the December to Dismember episode, I talked about how I went to see a WWE house show in 2006. Hold that thought, because Bailey's just tied it up at 1-1.
There we go.
Bailey to Belly. Yeah, I went to see them, and there was an intermission in the middle. And the next match after the intermission was a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship. And Johnny Nitro was Intercontinental Champion at the time. Yeah. So obviously he came up with Melina. My fucking parents were staying outside smoking. So I missed Melina doing the splits. And 14-year-old me was devastated.
Yeah, I bet. You heard that music.
I was like, let's go inside.
Oh, we need to go inside. Why? Sexy man.
Woman. What?
Just splits.
That is horrible as well. Sasha just throwing Bailey into the steps. I think she does it twice as well.
There's a weird thing about it. Like, for me anyway. Because we both know that getting thrown into some stairs would hurt.
Yes.
But it doesn't look impactful because there's like no sound and the stairs don't move.
Is that normally when you see this happen, someone's being swung, they're pretty much on the floor.
Yeah.
Bailey's like up.
Yeah, and then she falls.
Yeah, do all that right in front of Izzy Sasha. Get her. She's not crying yet though.
No, Sasha like takes a hairband or something, doesn't she? The way Sasha gets into the ring really impresses me as well, because she goes from being on the outside to just being in the ring kneeling in like one motion. It's like how
a slide.
Yeah, like how have you done that?
So yeah, 17 minutes left, plus the fucking long celebration.
It was a long celebration. I mean, it was a historic moment, so they had to give him a what's the word? A good celebration.
Celebrate good times, come on.
Yes.
Yeah? That might have been the moment that made Izzy cry, when she breaks the fucking TV with Bayley's body.
It always looks impressive because everything just glitches and it's like really over the top.
But
and this is it.
Also deliberate.
Yeah, Sasha takes Izzy's hairband and you see her start crying. Like,
she starts parading with it in the fucking ring. That was it. And Bayley can see the whole thing as well. And Bayley gets counted out in the meantime. So it's 2-1 to Banks at the moment.
It's quite a clever way in an Iron Man match to get a count out, isn't it?
Well, the other thing was when MJF faced Danielson. Do you remember what he did in that match?
No.
Their Iron Man. So I think he gave... Yeah, there you go.
Sorry to interrupt. That's where, look, she is bawling her eyes out. And
coughing.
And the dad is smiling, just like, yeah, I know.
But this is great, isn't it?
Yeah, because he's even looking at Sasha just like, well done.
Yeah, you've done your job.
You said you were going to do it, and you've done it, and now I'm picking up the pieces. Thank you so much.
It's going to be a fun car ride home.
What I thought was going to happen was she would have got in the ring with Bayley afterwards, but they just sort of, the match, they make her cry uncontrollably and then just ignore her for the rest of the match. And it's like, that's not on.
I reckon they paid the parents off.
Yeah,
to let them do that.
I reckon they must have gone backstage.
Yeah, definitely something. But going back to my point about MJF, there was the point where, I don't know what the score was at the time, but MJF gave Danielson a low blow to lose a fall, and then pins him twice from the low blow.
Yeah, I like that. That was, we were talking the other day about Orton tapping out, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
And there was an Iron Man match he did with Cena.
Yep.
And I remember Cena locking on an STF, and Orton taps immediately, and the ref breaks it up, so he tapped to get out of the STF and avoid taking damage. And I remember thinking, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But that was the only time that I remember Orton tapping out. But I guessed a few, didn't I?
We found 3 more.
Yeah, I remember him having a feud with Benoit when he first broke in. I was like, he must have tapped.
He made him tap
at
twice.
That point, yeah.
Yeah.
Must have done.
And then Kurt Angle's made him tap twice.
Yeah.
And then Brian was the other one.
All people worthy of tapping out to, I think.
Definitely, yeah. And all world champions in their own right as well.
Yeah. Yeah, all come with a big list of accolades that the network's just frozen on Sasha about to get kicked in the face, and it's just like this
like 2 inches from her face. That's quite an image.
That's not a face that just says "fuck." I don't know what is.
Speaking of Kurt Angle, I want to let's get this on record now, because I think I asked you this and I said we were going to discuss it on the podcast. We were joking around with Meltzer's star ratings, and we pointed out that obviously Kurt Angle is infamous for never having a 5-star match.
Yep.
I asked you to come up with which match you would pick as his 5-star match if he was only ever to have one.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have one in mind?
I got 2.
Okay,
2 in mind.
I have one specific one in mind. I think I know one of your 2, and it's not my one.
Right. Angle versus Lesnar at Mania.
Oh, WrestleMania 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Angle versus Benoit Iron Man match.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I can't remember when it was. I think it was on like a Raw.
Neither of those were the ones I thought of.
Right, okay.
So, the ones I thought of, Angle Benoit, did you say?
I'm pretty sure it was Angle Benoit.
Because one of mine is an Iron Man match that happened on SmackDown as well.
Was it against Eddie?
It was Lesnar. Angle Lesnar 1 hour Iron Man match. That would be my pick.
That's the one I was thinking of.
That would be my pick.
Why did I think that was Benoit?
I don't know. It was around the time that they were all on SmackDown together.
Yeah, true.
My other one would have been Angle Michaels at WrestleMania 22. 21, 22. It's one of those. Because those were phenomenal matches.
I'm pretty sure there's an Angle Eddie match. I'm forgetting somewhere.
Oh, yeah. They did WrestleMania 20.
Right.
When Eddie took his boot off in the end and got him in a small package to retain the title.
And there must have been an Angle Benoit match.
Oh, yeah.
That's worthy of 5 stars?
I have a feeling they may have opened a pay-per-view.
God, could you imagine those two opening a pay-per-view with a bee in their bonnet saying, right, we got something to prove?
It might have been the Royal Rumble 2001. It was around that time. And it was a bloody good match. It was one of those inevitable ones where Benoit has a chair thrown at his head as he goes to do a dive to the outside.
Oh,
I think that might have been Angle.
The suicide dive that just stops him.
Angle did it, and I think Jericho did it. Mental stuff. In hindsight,
I remember
that one bit.
I remember another dive Benoit did where it was against Booker T, and he misses and he goes straight into the announce table.
Diving headbutt.
Yeah. Well, it's
a suicide dive.
It's a suicide dive to the outside, and he goes straight into the announce table and just rolls off it. Oh, it's horrible. But he was one of the few that took. You know what? No, we're not gonna.
Yeah. No. Let's not dwell on it.
No, we're not gonna go into that now.
Talking about Angle and his brilliant matches.
Exactly. Yeah, and also we're watching a really good match between Bayley and Sasha Banks.
Yeah. It is entertaining. Like I said, the half hour just flew by. Obviously, we've been talking shit for a lot of it, but there's only 10 minutes left.
Did you notice that they chant "Holy shit" at one point as well?
I didn't.
There's a kid in the crowd.
There's lots of kids in the crowd.
Yeah, don't do that. Was it Chikara? They used to have like no swearing events, and they'd chant like "Holy poo" and stuff.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
It's brilliant. Danhausen would love them.
Yeah, great. I went to a wrestling event around the corner from here randomly, and the crowd were chanting "Visible Penis" at somebody who was wearing very small pants, and I can't remember his name, but this dad came up to us and just went, "My daughter's over there." We were like, "Oh, sorry, maybe don't bring them to a wrestling event where Sabu is in the main event." Then
say the word penis.
Yeah. Sorry, don't bring your daughter when the main event is Mark Haskins versus Sabu.
Also, it's anatomically correct.
Yeah.
You didn't say dick. You didn't say cock. And you said penis.
And you could see his penis, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, you have a go at us for. Have a go at him.
Yeah.
He's the one with his penis out. It's visible.
Who else was on that card? I remember. T-Bone. Do you remember him? He was in NXT UK for a little bit.
Yeah. Name rings a bell now that you've said it.
Yeah, he's from Malvern.
Yes, of course. All the great British wrestlers are from the Midlands, apparently.
I remember he was supposed to be a heel, and he was wrestling a guy that came out in a straitjacket and was trying to shake hands with people, but using his foot, which I thought was amazing. He'd be like, "Nice to meet you," and shake his foot. And then as the match started, he went to T-Bone really loud. He went, "Where are we? Worcester? Are you a heel or a face here?" I can't remember that guy's name, but it was so funny.
He sounds like a fucking delight.
Yeah, it was good. There was about 30 people in there.
Sabu wrestling in front of 30 people.
Yeah, Sabu versus Mark Haskins.
That sounds disgusting.
It was madness. I got a photo with Sabu, and I can't find it for the life of me.
Man. Mind you, the only wrestling photo I have is with a fake Undertaker and a fake Rey Mysterio.
I wish I could find that picture, because the pose I'm doing, I'm trying to do the Sabu pose, but I'm stood next to him, and he's quite terrifying. When
I wouldn't want to do it.
I was about this close as you and me, and I was just kind of like, but he's fully into it like that. Yeah, being that close to him was terrible, and it was in like a bingo hall.
Yeah.
Fittingly enough.
We've missed a pin. We've been talking over.
Oh shit.
Bailey's rolled up Sasha. It's down 2-2.
Yeah, this is awesome, chant.
Fair enough.
There's someone in. Come on, Bailey!
All right, mate. We've all got stuff going on.
He's just here, is he? Can't you?
Come on, Bailey!
I reckon this was deliberate as well. Bailey gets the aggressive streak right in front of Izzy after Sasha made Izzy cry.
It's necessary, though. They say so on commentary that it's necessary in a match like this. Do you ever think she'll go back to that gimmick?
Maybe as a one-time thing, I could see it,
like a special WrestleMania entrance. Or
something.
Yeah, I could see that.
Not a full-time thing.
Well, we speculated that she might have done it this year at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Io.
or at least had the wacky
waving inflatable arm flailing tube men.
That's the one. At least come out like with them. Maybe
I've said that a lot of times.
Yeah. I wasn't even gonna try. Have we got to the bit yet where the crowd actually start chanting "Iron Woman"?
Possibly.
Because
NXT chants at the moment.
Yeah. I bet she was quite grateful to fall into the stairs then, because it'd be nice and cold.
Yeah, it would be nice and cold. Izzy's getting her own private show here. They've spent the last 3 minutes wrestling right there.
Yeah.
And the rest not counting him out.
Oh, she's got her hairband back.
Yeah, somebody in the side would have grabbed it for her.
Yeah, this last 5 minutes was amazing.
Yeah.
That was mad as well.
A belly to belly on the outside.
But she catches Sasha.
Oh yeah, she does with a dive, doesn't she?
Yeah, and it's mental. It shows it again.
There's your holy shit.
Yeah, there it is.
Cover your ears, Izzy. A lot of near falls here as well in these last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because they're both just trying to just get that last fall.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just mad.
Well, Sasha's always been a bit of a maverick when it comes to her suicide dives. We know that for a fact. For better or for worse. There's kind of no in between with her suicide dives. They either go really well or they go terribly.
Yeah. Has she ever done the Lita thing?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I can't.
That's horrible.
I can't watch it. She basically puts herself in a Boston Crab.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just fucking horrible.
Do you remember when Lita did the moonsault in the Royal Rumble?
Oh, and she landed on her neck.
Well, no, she didn't. But as she jumped off, her head was that far from the ground. As she jumped off.
Ugh.
But she never jumped.
She
never jumped. She always just threw herself back.
Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? It was. I always thought of it as a reverse swanton bomb.
Where that's essentially what it was.
Jeff lands really high up on his shoulders, isn't he? Where she used to land fucking on her chest almost, and it was just
that can't be fun. Bailey hits the belly to belly. And then it goes for the pin. Oh no, it isn't. It's it's a belly to belly from the top.
Yeah.
And Sasha rolls to the ropes, and her foot lands on the ropes.
I love the ref explaining it. Her foot
was
on the rope, then puts his foot on the rope like this.
I'm going to imagine from now on, the referees are like English tourists in Spain.
Yeah. Just talk slower and louder
with a lot of hand gestures,
and everyone will understand you. I fucking hate the English. I really do
too.
Yeah. It's a cross between that and a pantomime.
Yeah. Isn't that what British heels are, though? What are they if not pantomime villains?
Yeah, true. Look at Regal.
Yeah. He talks a lot about the time he spent with because most of the wrestlers that he grew up with were thespian type wrestlers. I can't remember who he talked about in his training days, but there was one wrestler who would just call everyone darling.
Yeah.
And Regal's kind of picked it up. He loves calling people darling.
I'd love to snap, crackle, and pop you, my darling.
Yes. I'd love to let you melt in my mouth.
I'm an eccentric Englishman. I need to read his book. I got it, but
there's not going to be any of that goodness in there. None of the Excalibur Man in the Mask goodness.
No, in fact, my book's signed. I told you this, didn't I?
You did. To Mary.
Yeah, not to me though. Just to someone called Mary.
Sasha hits the belly to belly.
A bit of a botch where they do the German from the top, and I think she's supposed to land on her feet.
Yeah, she falls on her ass.
She lands on her ass.
She does land on her feet, but the momentum just takes her back.
Yeah, she's not the first person to do that. And she
won't
be the last. Yeah, just overshot it, I think.
Need a brisk breeze, and she's over.
It's why I think her fighting Willow is a bit stupid, because Willow's about twice her size.
Well, I mean, that happens a lot with all sorts of stuff like that. I mean, Brock Lesnar's twice Finn's size, and they had a decent match.
Yeah, true.
3 minutes to go, still tied at 2-2.
This again, Corey just oh my god, what if the clock counts down and it's 2-2, we'll have a draw? You fucking prick, Byron!
How fucking dare you!
They really, really hates him.
Yeah, I don't think it's kayfabe. I think he does just hate him.
Yeah.
Sasha's got the bank statement in. 90 seconds to go.
What does it say on her? It says Banks. No, Bane. Bane?
It's got to be Banks, and it's just like all scrunched up.
That's a really cool detail, like Bailey trying to get out.
Like Banks is just fucking
shoves her into the floor.
Yeah, it's Sasha Banks. That's what it says on her boots. And then Bailey impersonates Pete Dunne. Before Pete Dunne was a thing.
Yeah, well, he was doing good things at this time.
Yeah, so it's not a WWE.
No. Sasha looks like she needs a wee.
She might. That must be a problem for wrestlers, you know. What if you're in the middle of a match and you need a wee?
I'd imagine you're sweating that much, you'd be like dehydrated. Oh, I didn't see her go for a shit under the ring. So did Punk, didn't
sounds
he?
about right. Is that weird finisher that I can't remember the name of? It looks like it fucking hurts.
Yeah, it's like a Rings of Saturn, isn't it?
It is a Rings of Saturn, basically, yeah. Well, Sasha submits with 3 seconds to go.
They say she tapped out. I reckon that was a judgment call on the ref.
No, you could see Sasha nodding.
The ref going, do it now, do it now, do it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that last 5 minutes was incredible.
Yeah, it really was. I do think that the crowd played the part in that, because obviously they were counting down from 10, so Sasha knew when to submit.
Yeah, that bit of silence after to let it sink in as well.
Yeah, for the people who weren't keeping count.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's going over early.
Yeah, the guy in the rowdy top. No.
Yeah. Beat the fucking traffic.
And how did the horsewomen get from the ring to the? They probably walked.
They just jumped the barrier, mate.
Yeah. There he is.
This was not long after he shaved his head as well.
Yeah.
We were still getting used to seeing it.
I like the way his facial expression just doesn't change. He's like,
yeah, but Sasha gets her flowers, literally. But you don't get a point. You don't get pointed at.
he just stands there with his arm around her.
Only winners get pointed at. I just imagine her sobbing and just.
Who's that? Is that Sasha's sister? Because it kind of looks like it.
Maybe.
Look at Joe.
Joe's not asked.
It's just,
I'm here.
I'm on camera, so I should do something really.
I'll smile.
There he is. Proud dad Triple H.
Papa H.
Gonna get my suit all sweaty.
She's a hugger.
He grabbed the wrong hand.
Yeah, he's like, God, I've got flowers.
Oh, what have I done? That's weird, isn't it? Looking at the old NXT roster.
There's Enzo, Matt Bloom, Adam Pearce.
I saw Sammy Callahan in there.
Was he there?
Yeah, really weird.
Wow,
yeah,
I missed him.
I think the camera zooms in on him at one point. Sorry, what was his NXT name?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know. It was Sammy Callahan.
Solomon Crow.
Oh my God. Some rightly deserved. You deserve a chance for Bailey. Well, not that we expected any differently, but this was a bloody good show.
Yeah.
I can't tell you a bad takeover.
There's Sammy Callahan in the background, though.
I just caught it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know a bad takeover?
No.
I don't know any.
I know some that aren't amazing.
But that's only a testament to the high bar that they've set for themselves.
Yes. Even a non-amazing one is still good.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Well done to Bailey. And the first ever Iron Women match.
The camera cuts to Sasha, who's just grinning, and they're like, "Oh, get away!" she should be selling the match. There we go. Now she's not smiling. Speaking of smiling, Finn's got the biggest smile on his face.
He always has. He's always smiled.
He's quite close with Bailey, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
They used to mimic each other's entrances.
Exactly.
There's that one where he came out dressed as her.
Oh, yeah.
The whole
I
thing.
forgot that.
It's so
I'll have to find that out again.
That is so funny.
Give myself a smile. Well, on that smiley note of Finn Balor, thank you very much for listening to us talk over NXT Takeover Respect. We'd appreciate if you could consider giving us a like or a follow or a subscribe, depending on where you are. Comment, let us know what you thought of the episode. Comment letting us know what other episodes you'd like us to cover in the future. We are happy to take on requests as to stuff you'd like us to talk over. Until next time.
Respect!
Bye.